Hi, everyone. We are live. Welcome to Tarot Time. I'm Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul, and I have with me, as always, Priscilla from Priscilla's Tarot Corner. I got it right this time. And then, of course, we have the lovely Alana Banana from 3 Degrees of Tarot and Divination. And hi, Jackie. Welcome.
You forgot the most important part. It's 3
what?
degrees of love.
Oh, did I forget the love?
You did. You forgot the love. How could you
It's
forget
okay.
the love?
It's in my heart at the end of the day.
Okay.
I'm getting there. I'm so bad at remembering everybody's like usernames and stuff like that.
No worries. No worries. Mine's log anyway, so
I'll get better. So today we're doing our hashtag end of year reflections, where we reflect on our tarot divination witchy spiritual journey for 2024. So if you have your own things that you would like to join us with, I'll put the prompts up at the bottom of the screen, and yeah, feel free to type them in the chat and we'll talk about them.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Jackie. Hi, Sandy.
Welcome, guys. Let me just make sure my Streamlabs is not doing my live stream stuff. But while I'm doing that, let's go into the first question. This one's an sort of easy one. The most used tarot deck this year. Sil, why don't you start us off?
Sure. Also, hey Ange, hey Ruby, and hey Luke. Okay. My year has been kind of all over the place. So I didn't use as many decks as I wanted to this year, to be honest with you, which I'll talk about in my disappointments section of this thing.
I get it.
So I feel like throughout the year, I stuck with specific decks, Wild Unknown being one of them, the Light Seers, which I chose. And then there were some decks that I used in like a month, but not consistently over several months, I would say. So I feel like I gravitated towards mostly the Light Seers specifically. This is the Pocket Edition. I've been using the Pocket Edition a lot. I'm still waiting on the book. I bought the book during the Hay House sale.
Hi, Luke.
So I'm still waiting on the book. I'm excited to get it whenever
Whenever.
But you know, Canada Post was on strike. They're not on strike anymore, but yeah, everything is backlogged, right? So it'll take some time to get to me. But obviously we know the Light Seers already. I don't even know why I'm showing photos. But this is definitely one of my most go-to decks when I'm not feeling like using anything else.
Oh, you got it already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bought it on release day.
Oh,
there you go. So you probably paid the full price for it, right?
Probably, yeah. I bought it on Amazon.
I got it for $10. So I wasn't gonna spend $30 on that.
No.
When I saw in Lisa's Facebook group, the Supportive Tarot, someone said it was on sale on, I don't know, it was on sale on like Hay House for like $10. I was like, I'm sold, thanks.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I was like, no, I want the book right now. And I couldn't wait. And I can't remember, I was like, the sales for Hay House, I find always like they're never good timing for me. The sales come on when I have no money.
Oh, okay, but $10 was pretty good, and it was 61% off.
Yeah,
I bought that plus the Pocket Edition of the Star Codes, which was only $9.
Oh.
So I didn't spend that much on the thing. I just haven't received it yet. But
yeah,
when I receive it, I'm excited to get the book for that specifically, because Hay House is not sending review stuff out anymore, apparently. So
really?
Oh, really?
Apparently, yeah. So I won't be getting anything from them anymore to review. So I just decided that if there's anything I really want, I'm just going to wait until they have a sale and just buy it then when it's like half off.
It's a good idea. They have
That's
like
like the
major
best.
sales like at least 4 times a year. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
always have major
that's
sales
fine.
ones. So
Yeah,
mhm.
so that's fine. So yeah, so the light sears, go to, I use the pocket edition the most because it's petite and I love pocket decks, so
Yeah.
so I use that the most. What about you, Alana? What did you what was your most used tarot?
well, that is hard. Because of the way I rotate my decks. I don't think I ever really come, for the most part, don't really come back to a particular deck more than once within the year, I would say, unless like it really warrants that. And okay, so I want to talk about a deck I couldn't really, I had trouble putting right. It is. Um, uh, One of the decks that I think was surprising for me, and I didn't want to put it away, and I had just gotten this cute bag to host it in. This one is the surprisingly the Forest Magic Oracle.
Forced
Or
Magic Oracle?
Yes,
Okay.
by yeah, RP Studios.
Okay.
Um,
oh yeah, I have that. I have that.
yeah. So this one, this is the Forest Magic Oracle, and I
Mhm.
was looking, and I was very tempted to buy the book. I've been looking at the book to get the book, but
Oh, I
um,
have the book also.
I know, of course I
Yeah.
know. All the
Well, if you
pages.
want to know something about the book, let me know.
Share pictures or
I'll
something.
share pictures. Yeah,
Um,
it's somewhere on my
Somewhere.
somewhere,
bookcase somewhere.
somewhere. But yeah, no. I know you have the book, and like the pages are like, she has the book. I want the book too. I want that book too.
So why
So
could you like not put that one down?
okay, so I think because this one, as simple as it is, and the thing is, I have other decks that are, I would say that I can compare this to. So but something, I guess, I don't know if it's because of the card stock, and I feel like the messages, especially in the guidebook, that go along with it. I just felt like, and I think at the time I was using it. I had several decks on the go, but I was using it with Wisdom of Pooh.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Mm, that makes sense.
I was using it with Wisdom of Pooh, and then I think what came up was the Vervain card.
Yeah.
And because it ruined Vervain, yes, right?
Oh,
So
yep. Almost missed that one.
did you almost miss that one?
Yeah.
Oh geez, they
Brittany was like, huh?
Like, okay.
Okay.
Like, good. I'm glad you got that card, I guess.
but it was but yeah, but I think it was also the message behind the Vervain, and the significance behind it that I was like, it's like, yeah, okay, so this is solidifying my practice. This is solidifying everything that I feel like I've been, working towards, even combining therapy with tarot, and just the alignment of everything, like even, Ruin Vervain, and the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle, and, all of that. So yeah, like that, it brought it home for me, and I think that was the reason. And then also, so while I guess after, when I was like, okay, I'm putting away Pooh now, and I'm like, it's coming into the darker months, then of course I had to pull out Earth, Moon, and Shadow. So that came out right after, basically, and I continued. So I continued with this deck and Earth, Moon, and Shadow until like I was like,
An
okay,
interesting pairing.
Yeah.
time to go away now. So
I like that deck. Like I like the imagery of that deck. I just hate that there's no keywords on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going through a weird, like, I really desire keywords phase of Oracle right now. So I
Yeah, me
tend
too.
to not use a lot of my decks that don't have the keywords or just don't feel like intuitively connected to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you know what? Like, I think maybe even for something like this, like maybe a great key, like a great, sorry, not keyword, a great activity for this deck would be to go through the deck and journal the keywords that you would associate with each card.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought about modding that deck actually and putting keywords on it.
Mhm.
I saw a post on Instagram from, I don't know, they posted a reading or whatever, and they modded, the Between the Worlds, that like bone
Mhm.
throwing deck that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw someone use like those letter stamps on it
Oh.
to put keywords on it, and it looked
Yeah.
really cool. And I was like, oh, maybe I should do something like that
Yeah.
and get like letter stamps and then mod that deck and put keywords on it because I think it would be really interesting. But I
Mhm.
haven't gotten any stamps yet, so.
Okay.
To be
Oh,
continued.
yeah.
What about you, Brittany? What tarot deck did you pick?
This one was hard. So Ruby posted that it's hard to think of one, and she thinks that she used the an indie deck called Yoruno Sumie. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that, but
That
I'm
Japanese?
the
Sounds
same.
Japanese.
Yeah, it was hard for me to choose. I think technically my most used one was the Pocket Centennial deck because I traveled with it a lot.
Yeah,
But outside of that, because I feel like it's just a Rider Waite deck.
I
Outside of
know.
that, I think it was my Dreamscapes Oracle. I really, really like this, and I think
Oh,
I've found
yeah.
that I came back to this a lot throughout the year. And I think this was probably one of the only decks I had where I was like, okay, I gotta just switch it out. I gotta use something else. I've been using this a lot. So it's the only
Yeah.
one I could think of. And I just love this deck. It has such beautiful foiling on it. And
Yeah.
then the colors are really like, the art is really, it's still a Rider Waite clone, but it's unique enough that I just really enjoy how it's set up. And this is similar to Prisma Visions, where it creates like the image when you put the cards in order.
That's cool.
The
Yeah.
panoramic. Yeah.
Hmm. So I just thoroughly enjoy that. I just think that this is a really fun deck to use. I always feel like it's really easy to use. Like when I feel like I feel like I went through a huge rut this year, and anytime I use this, I felt like I had an easier time of it than some of the others. But yeah, so this is, I think this one was probably definitely my most used deck.
Yeah.
And I just love the pretty foiling on it. It's really pretty. It scratches my brain just right. Oh, it's a Japanese oracle deck.
Oh, okay. Japanese Oracle. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to question number 2. So this is same question, but most used oracle deck.
Yeah. So,
Well, okay, so I picked an oracle deck,
okay,
not
you're gonna
used
go.
tarot, but go ahead. Sorry. I kind of
Okay.
switched the questions around, I guess.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's no rules. It's okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so I had to really think about this because I have more Oracle than I do Tarot.
Hmm.
And a lot of the time I feel like I tend to gravitate more towards Oracle, especially when like I feel like I'm in a rut and stuff. I feel like I gravitate towards Oracle decks than I do Tarot. And I was thinking, okay, what did I use mostly this year? And I was thinking of talking about the seasons of the Witch series because I
Hmm.
use pretty much all of those that I own, which I own all of them except for the Astera because the Astera is only coming out in February.
Hmm.
Um, but then I was like, I don't want to talk about the entire series. I don't want to show an entire series. I don't want to do any of that.
That's fair.
So I just chose one deck, and I decided to go with the Song of the Grandmothers Oracle.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I use this quite a bit actually since I received it, which was earlier this year. I
Yeah.
won in a giveaway that Cara did on her Instagram, and I absolutely love this deck. It's very gentle in my opinion, and I love the messages that it gives. I love the keywords on it. I love the information that's at the bottom and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So
Thank you, Terry.
I absolutely, I love it. I love it. Probably one of my favorite indie decks, indie oracles in my collection.
Oh,
Because I don't have that many indie decks in my collection.
indie oracle
Um,
decks.
indie or indie decks
Yeah.
period, like
Oh.
tarot and oracle. I don't have that
Mhm.
many indie decks in my collection, mainly because can't afford them. So so when there's a giveaway, I'm like, especially
Yeah.
if it's something that I've always wanted, I try to go really hard to see if I can win it. But yeah, so luckily it was like a funny thing that I ended up actually being one of the winners. I actually didn't think I would be,
You
but I
wanted
was
it
like
too much.
pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
for this.
But technically, you were winner twice over because
No, in the
my
beginning of this year. Oh yeah, 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 the Gentle Tarot, right? No, that wasn't this year though. That was last year.
no, but I mean, I still just mean in surrounding songs of the grandmothers and Mari and
Yeah,
and both
yeah,
together, you kind of
yeah. I won everything when it came to the Gentle Tarot. So I won the deck and book from you in your giveaway, and then I won the pocket edition a few months ago from her giveaway that Mari did on her Instagram. And
and songs of
then
the grandmothers.
a song of the grandmother from Kara, and then I won also the Northern Animal Tarot and the magical one that she did. I
The
can't remember
magical
the name.
pictures, yeah.
I got both of them. I won
Oh,
both of them.
wow. You won a lot of giveaways this year. Dang.
Yeah. Well, the Gentle Tarot was last year from Alana's channel, but yeah,
Oh,
I did.
okay.
Yeah. So
The
I won
poster
three
she talked
giveaways
about, but you won the pocket this year.
This year.
this year. Yeah, a few
Okay.
months ago. I just got it a few
Yeah,
months ago.
That's what I thought. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So yes. So yeah, I really love this.
I can't wait for my friend fire.
Yeah, me too. I backed it.
Yeah, I did too.
So I can't I really like this particular deck, and I
Did you?
find the information is really good. The guidebook is amazing.
Hmm.
And I love the fact that again, there's keywords, there's messages. So if I don't want to use the guidebook, I don't have to, which I really
And
like.
and it's like color coordinated too. So there's so many
Yes.
layers.
Yes. And there's a card
It's
specifically
just a
just for
card.
that.
Yes.
So I don't need to look in the guidebook, which the guidebook has that information too if I want to look in the guidebook.
Yeah.
But that's what I really like about the thing. I still have the little message thing that she put in my deck.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Um, yeah, there's also these blank cards
Yeah.
in case you want to
Yep.
add your own. I'm like,
I,
no,
I would
I'm not
never
gonna,
do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
If
But
I was
anyway,
that creative, I wouldn't be buying all these decks.
Right.
exactly. But yes, this is the.
Yeah.
But I think any creative
So
person
yeah,
will probably tell you that actually, though, that's not true.
I
Because I'm
know.
sure a lot of these creative ones, even
Also
like,
have a lot
I'm
of decks.
thinking, like, for example, like Joseph of Grounded by the Moon. Like, I know, like, I've seen, he's posted pictures. He's got, like, endless amounts of decks. I mean, mind you, he does receive a lot for review, too.
yeah,
So,
of course.
right? But, yeah. But he's a creative one, and he still has lots of decks. So,
But yeah, so this is the card with the color coding so you can understand. So it's easy if you want to just take this out and just
Yep.
lay out the cards, you'll be able to just use that and things like that. So I really like that of the particular deck, and the information in the guidebook is really nice. It's color coded also on the sides, so it's kind of easy to like go to
Yeah.
the section that you want to go to. But definitely my most used Oracle deck probably this year, for sure.
nice.
What
What about you, Alana?
So, okay, so reverse because I did the Oracle.
Yeah.
So I think I would say that my most used tarot, I want to say there's a tie. And no, I'm not going to show because both of them are like tightly put away.
That's
But
fine.
Okay.
like,
Just talk.
it's the Wisdom of Pooh and
Makes
the
sense.
Grateful Dead. which I had just finished
Hmm.
wrapping up. And of course, both I have flip throughs and talk about on my channel, and I have videos, whatever.
Mhm.
But the reason why I would say that they are the most used is because when I was using them, oh, there's a third one. That would be the Lillifer Tarot by Marion Vasquez.
Yeah,
Nay.
the creator of the Reclaim Oracle, in case
Yes.
people don't know.
And the reason being is because I have multiple copies of those, all of those decks. And of course, my nerdy self has to use the copies together at the same time while I'm doing it. So when I was working with Reclaim, when I was working, I worked with Reclaim too earlier this year, probably at the beginning. And while I was working with Reclaim, I was also using both copies of the Lillifer. And then when I was working with Wisdom of the Pooh, yes, I was using both. I was using the full size and the mini at the same time. And with the Grateful Dead, I have both the indie and the mass market, which the mass market just came out. So of course I had to use both of them and the playing cards that I have. So
Okay.
and I'm still putting the Grateful Dead away. In a way, when I say that, I mean both of the tarot decks are already put away, but I still have playing cards that I'm still
Yeah.
kind of,
And when you say put away, you mean like for the season?
For whenever, until I decide to take it back out again. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
What about you, Brittany?
Weirdly, I don't think I was using much Oracle outside of like my live streams, but
True.
the rare instances that I was using this one. I think I used this one alongside a few of the different monthly challenges throughout the year, and I think this was the only one I actually used in that regard. So this is the limited edition version of the Earth, Moon, and Shadow, which has been like my favorite for quite a few years now.
Yeah.
So I don't have to show like all the cards, but I really have been enjoying the changes she made with this deck. The card stock is way better. It doesn't peel anymore, but the colors are still vibrant. It's actually a little easier to shuffle.
Yeah, I'm noticing my that first copy is
Peeling
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mine's still okay because I don't shuffle hard, so
Yeah, it's hard because I'm a riffle bridge shuffler, but even
And
then
so am
I'm
I,
rough with cards.
can't
So,
relate. I don't shuffle that hard, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little hard.
So
handed.
mine's still good. Mine's still in good condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I'll always have love for the first deck, but I'm happy. I like when creators can like sort of take that feedback and make things better.
Yeah, for the next edition.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for the update of the cards and
Me too.
The extra cards,
the extra cards and stuff for their Earth, Wind, and Shadow. Like, yeah.
Yeah. The pre-order is still happening in case anyone didn't know. And I do have a $5 discount code if anyone wants it. It's Simplicity55.
Nice.
Yep. Feel free to put it in the chat too, just in case.
Yeah.
Hi, Robin. Welcome. Feel free to join us in our prompts if you have any answers to them.
Okay, let me see here.
So this next prompt is question 3. This is our biggest disappointments throughout the year. Alana, you want to get us started since Syl's putting her code in the chat?
Yeah, thanks.
Sure. Well, I wouldn't say that I really have any disappointments. I guess because maybe I just also have very eclectic taste. So I can't really say that I have a big disappointment. Let's see. Okay, well, this kind of goes out like this is not the bigger disappointment I could say that I have is doesn't really have anything to do with like tarot and oracle, but still relatable in regards to the community. So just really seeing like, you know, controversy and, among the tarot community, that I just like, it's a big trigger for me when I see like the, just the ignorance and the lack of expansion for some people when it comes to understanding different perspectives and respecting that. That's really, I would say, what my biggest disappointment is just to, bear witness to that, whether it be that I have experienced, it firsthand personally, or just to see it happen amongst other people within the community. Yeah, I would say that's what my biggest disappointment is, just the lack of consideration and low frequency that seems to run amongst people, and even more so in the spiritual community, which you would think would be less, because you would think that people have more expanded minds.
Girl, it's the internet. You cannot have expectations on the internet.
I know. Well, good point. But no, well, okay, yes, but behind the internet is people.
Yeah, people kind of are horrible.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be disappointed in people if I had any expectations of them. Only internet people, like people in real life, are different for some reason. You put a person behind a computer and they like go feral for some reason.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy I have you guys, because you're awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've met some great people through YouTube
Yes.
and things like that who I talk to all the time. So I guess it really depends, like,
Yeah,
who you're meeting and how people act and things like
and
that.
I think like when you zoom out, like it's hard because there's no individuality anymore. It just becomes like a whole, and whatever that energy happens to be. But when you zoom in, you find like really awesome individuals. So it's always nice. It's like the light in the muck kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see Ruby has was talking about some of the Kickstarters, and yeah, I would agree. A lot of them seeing like just cash-ins, and like it's like really you're making this as a tarot deck, that kind of thing. And then talking about AI, but I think with AI, that's still a very sensitive sort of subject and topic, with it being new. And I think, people have a lot of mixed feelings where that is concerned. And I can see why, but I also feel like part of the thing is with AI is that most people don't know what to do with it. It's in that respect, it's a new sort of concept. So of course there's things like ethics and that go around all of that and stuff like that. But I mean, it does have its benefits, but it all depends on how it's being delivered. But I would say that's like anything, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't think it does have its benefits. I think it could have its benefits, and I say it that
depending on how it's used.
Well, that's what I mean, right?
Well, how it's inherently, it's always stealing from people. So if it was set up in a way where it wasn't doing that, then yeah, it could definitely be a huge benefit. But I don't think that until that part is fixed, we can ever really say it's a benefit.
I agree. My problem specifically with AI is people are not telling you it's AI and not being upfront about it. That's the problem that I have with
the lack of transparency.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, your deck is AI. Just state that it's AI so people can make an informed decision about what it is they're spending money on, right? And that's what I understand indie creators, they constantly want to hide things and things like that. But publishers should not do that.
They shouldn't be allowed to.
Exactly. And Blue Angel, Los Scarabeo, Rockpool, all three of them have AI decks. And all three of them have not stated in their descriptions on Amazon or their website that they are made with AI, which is not okay.
Yeah.
Running Press is the only one currently that they have two AI decks currently out, and they both state
They
that
have a
it says that it's made with AI.
yeah.
So
I
they're the
think
only
it's the
one.
transparency also that really just incites the masses. It's just
Yeah. I
And I
personally
think
don't
that's for
like it, but
I would agree. I think that's really the thing. But when I was saying the benefits of AI, I was more looking at outside of tarot, just like in general. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, in regards to tarot and where it stems for creativity. But I mean, I remember I forget who where I heard this, or maybe it was with Ange. It could have been with Ange, and we were during her tarot ethics, and
Oh,
uh-oh.
we lost Alana there.
It's okay. She'll make her way back. I guess in the meantime, what were your biggest disappointments, Sel? Well,
um So the first one for me was more of a personal disappointment in more myself. There's a lot.
yeah,
that
welcome
was
back.
weird.
um, more in myself in terms of like just like my practice and not like being like so far away from it, and also I guess also not being I guess what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say like not being so into my practice this year. I feel like I was very separated from it.
Disconnected.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. I was very disconnected.
Yeah.
Disconnected from it this year specifically. And something else that I'll talk about later when we talk about our goals was also with the videos that I was creating for my channel
Mhm.
as well. So which I took several breaks this year in case I don't know if anyone noticed, but I took several breaks. I'm currently on a break right now. This is the
Yeah.
first video on my channel since like October. Um because I just feel like I needed a break to like regroup and like think about things and like what I want to be doing in my own practice, but also what I want to be putting out as well.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. And then in regards to tarot, I like thought about it, and there was one deck this year that I got that I actually had really high hopes for. It had a very interesting concept with the fact that it was supposed to be intertwining psychology and spirituality. It was the Change Tarot, and
Oh, yeah.
I have her book by Jessica Dore. I have her book on my shelf, The Tarot for Change, or Change for Tarot, or something of the sort. I
Yeah.
don't know which way it was, but
Yeah.
I have her book, and her book is really good. Okay, her book is really interesting. Um, the guidebook, however, I felt was lacking a bit, in my
Mm,
opinion, and I felt like there wasn't as much information that there could have been. Like I felt like there could have been more potential in the guidebook in terms of like the psychology. And I
based
had
off of what she had previously put out in her book.
yeah, and her book is not by Hay House by any means. So I figured this would be like a bit different. It would be more connecting the tarot with the psychology. And I think that's very interesting. I don't know if there's that many decks on the mass market where they do that. There are several books that you can
They're
buy in terms
books,
of
but
tarot and
I don't know about
psychology.
that.
But decks, I don't really think so, to be honest with you, unless someone in the comments has a mass market deck that really does well the guidebook in terms of like psychology. Please let us know. But I was kind of disappointed by the guidebook, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When I unboxed it and read it, I was like, okay, there could have been more, in my opinion. They could have
Mm,
related more to the artwork and things like that. So in terms of tarot, this was the only one I felt I had high hopes for, so it kind of disappointed me in that way.
yeah.
The art is fine. I have no problem with the artwork. It's very interesting. There's like colors, some colors, and then like black and white figures and things. So I
Mhm.
think that's pretty cool. But it's the guidebook that I really wanted to see more from because I really enjoyed her book. So that was probably that kind of disappointment. I'm also going to link the video that Alana was mentioning, Tarot Ethics
Oh,
from Roots and Wave, in case anyone is interested, because she is in the chat. And I thought I would share it in case anyone's interested in the discussion they
yeah,
had.
please do, because
Yes.
I know that's a big topic in the
And I
tarot
forgot I
sphere.
could have done
Yeah.
that too, but
It's fine.
after what just happened last time, I don't know if I want to touch it.
I was like, don't touch anything.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'll do it. But what about you? Did you have any disappointments this year?
Yeah, I think so. I've been on like a low buy for probably like 2 years now. This
Yeah.
is like
But
the
you've been
end of my.
doing pretty well with that, though.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Where I've just been a little more
Cautious.
discerning with what
Yeah.
I'm purchasing, and I felt like I did such a good job that periodically I'll go to Kickstarter and try to like, treat myself to something, but I feel
Mhm.
like Kickstarter has been so lackluster. So similar to like
Mm.
what Robin was saying earlier and what Ruby mentioned earlier as
Yeah.
well. I just feel like um a lot of stuff just feels like really recycled. There's not much unique stuff going on. And then the unique things
Yeah.
are like maybe AI, so I don't get into it much, or
Yeah.
the creators don't seem to have their crap together. It's just, it was just like a mess this year. And like the rare instances where I'm ready to buy something, let me down. So
Yeah.
I think I've been disappointed in a Kickstarter front, but it, I guess, allowed me to enjoy some of the sales that Hay House and Llewellyn had, which was really good.
Mhm.
But also, kind of like you, I feel like I've been a little bit of a YouTube social media rut,
Mm.
and I think it like spurred from
Yeah.
like sort of wanting to find balance between just doing flip throughs and stuff on my channel, doing other things of actual substance.
Yeah.
But then like my work has been so hectic, it's hard to put brain power towards it. And I really
Yeah.
like I really like the discussion side of things, but it requires a lot of time and energy to do. So it's been really hard to, I've been on a bit of a break as well because of that.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah, I
do
feel the same
uh,
way.
wish I had been a little more motivated throughout the year to put towards put energy towards my channel.
Yeah.
And I also feel like my channel or just my social media in general is going through like a midlife crisis. Like I don't know what I want it to be anymore.
Yeah.
And I just need to do something, but I just like
Could it
analysis
perhaps be
paralysis.
that you are the one going through a midlife crisis at the moment, maybe?
No, because I feel like I have like I know what I feel like my practice is fine.
Yeah.
It's what I put out on social media. I
Yeah,
don't know
because
what.
Brittany does a lot of stuff on in her own personal
Yeah.
thing. She has her own practices and stuff, so
Yeah.
And every once in a while I'll share, and usually certain stuff I'm just like, oh, I don't really want to put this on YouTube. So how do I find a balance to sort of
exactly.
water down what it is I do on my own
Mhm.
and make it more like ingestible for the masses? And
Yeah.
then also there's things where I'm like, I just want this to be for me. So it's
Yeah.
really hard finding that new identity, I guess, for
Yeah.
the social media.
Yeah, and also having like a separation, I guess, because
Yeah,
you want stuff for you, but you also want to do some stuff on YouTube too. So
right. Because I don't want my practice to start to feel like work. That's what
exactly.
so I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep that boundary, but
Yeah.
also find things that I can pull out and
Yeah.
make more repeatable that's still separate.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like for me specifically.
Yeah.
It felt like work most of the time. So I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know." And then stuff in life was happening, so
Yeah.
like I felt there was like too much going on, and I
Yeah.
felt really burnt out from everything. That's why I took so many breaks this year. So
Yeah.
many breaks this year, and a lot of things have happened too. Like in the end of July, my mom fell down the stairs,
Yeah.
broke her
You
foot.
had a lot. Yeah.
There's like so much stuff that was going on. So like I just took so many breaks and like didn't even post that much this year. My stats, they sent me my stats or whatever because YouTube for some reason is doing like a video version of Spotify
Yeah.
Wrapped or whatever. I'm like, oh, what the hell is this now?
Really?
And And it's like I posted like I think it said I posted like 60 videos or something of the sort,
Yeah. When
but
I
yeah.
looked for this, I was like, "Oh my god, the list of videos is only on one page on in my studio." Last year I had to click between like two pages, two almost full pages.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh boy." I'm like, that's not good.
Oh
So,
my god.
yeah, so I'm a little disappointed that I kind of let that fall to the wayside, but maybe
Mm,
that's something I needed just to kind of take a step back and be able to look at the big
same.
picture of things and not feel that pressure to put videos out while also trying to figure out what I even want the channel and like Instagram even to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
All
I
right.
feel like I've been like that from day one, like even just
Mhm.
coming to, to YouTube and for and just being on social media, because I've never really been like social media person that kind
Mhm.
of way, and still I'm still not like right, like I'm not going to touch anything because I don't want to disappear again, or like,
Right.
so like it's but it's like I feel like what I see, the content that I see, it's like there are a lot of things that are just oversaturated that
Mm.
so it's like, do I really want to do a video? Like,
Yeah, I get it.
no.
Yeah.
I
There's
get
no,
it.
no. I'll just, why do I need to create one to be just so I can say, oh, look at me, like I did a video? No, like I have it,
No.
to me it has to mean something. Otherwise, why am I bothering to put the effort in? Like,
Right.
right? And I would
Mhm.
hate for it to then just, me putting out all this stuff just for the sake of putting it out and then burning myself out. I already did that,
Mhm.
and I already did that for something that meant something to me. So I'm not gonna do it for something that is not as, like I want.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes
It's
sense.
about the level of fulfillment, but also still putting out quality stuff and
Yeah.
finding
exactly.
that balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Totally get it. Okay, question 4. We're going back into the tarot world, I guess specifically a deck you wish you worked with more.
Yes. So I
Silver.
have yeah, so I have a tarot and I have an oracle um that I thought of that I actually really wanted to work with more that I got this year. Um Wisdom of Pooh tarot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I barely touched this. I have to be very honest. I think we did our collab when in February, I think it was.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, I think so.
and I really wanted to work with the guidebook with the
Mhm.
deck because I love the guidebook. Honestly, the guidebook was really well done. The full size
Perfect.
thing
Yeah.
that they did. Um and I really wanted to do that and I just didn't.
Mhm.
I literally have not touched this deck since I think the collab.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure since our collab in February. Like I haven't used it.
Mhm.
I did a post for Ruin Vervain a few months ago, some photo op thing because they were doing a sale for Wisdom of Pooh items. They're currently still having the sale actually, in case anyone didn't know. You can buy if you buy one, you get the second 50% off. They were doing a thing for charity with the little plush thing. So I did like something for that specifically on Instagram, but other than that, I haven't actually used the deck
Mhm.
since our collab.
Wow.
So I had wished that I would have used this deck
Mhm.
more. This is one of those that I wish that I have worked with throughout the year because I do love it. It's a beautiful deck,
Mhm.
and I do have a strong connection, obviously, with it and things because it's very nostalgic for me specifically, like we spoke about in our collab
Yeah.
earlier this year. So yeah, this was probably one of those that I was like, oh, man, I should have used this more. I should have
Mhm.
done stuff. I should have, I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, I was like so disconnected from my practice
Yeah. Yeah.
that I barely used any decks this year, to be honest with you.
It's hard to wanna
Um,
find the, like, motivation to rotate because if you're working with something that's working for you, then
yeah,
easier to
exactly.
just stick
And
with it.
then The other one was a set actually, and I worked with this some actually. I used it as altar cards and things, but I didn't use it as like an oracle. It was this set here,
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Grimoire Oracle. This is a set. It's 3 volumes. You can get the volumes separately or as a set, but the set I think is limited edition. So I think once that sells out, that's it.
It's
You can only
done.
get them separately afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Not as the set for the one price. You would have to buy them separately. So yeah, and I do love these. I think they're great for altar cards. Honestly, that's how I've been using them. I just wish that I had used them more because I had some ideas of ways that I wanted to use them in my practice and for readings and things, but I didn't really get a chance because I was so disconnected with my practice that I didn't really
Yeah.
get a chance to use them as much that I wanted to, because these are actually really interesting and the cards themselves have great information on them. You don't even need to really use the guidebook either. You can if you want, but they have lots of information with like the signs, the elements,
Hmm.
the keywords. There's like a title with keywords underneath and things like that. So I really enjoyed um the time that I did spend with these just as like altar cards and choosing the cards for like the seasons, because I was doing like a setup on my altar for each witch or pagan
Hmm.
season.
Yeah.
Um
Sabbats.
yeah, exactly, the Sabbaths, but I
Hmm.
didn't do anything else other than that. So I wish I had used these more in that sense.
Okay.
So yeah.
Robin was saying she kind of felt the same way as you about the Pooh Tarot, and
Yeah.
that she's waiting for for Tigger, basically, because
Yeah.
she just missed having Tigger in it.
Yeah. I'm wearing my hoodie that they sent me.
Aw.
Aw.
And Tigger is on it.
That's
There.
so funny.
Yeah, the backs has the picture of Pooh's first tarot reading or whatever. It's really cute, and I love it. It's
Aw.
like super cozy and soft. This sweater, I love
I
it.
love that.
My Pooh and Tigger are guarding the Wisdom of Pooh tarot deck in the solarium.
So, Alana, what's a deck you wish you worked with more?
Um,
I'll be right back.
Sure.
all of my decks. I wish I worked with all of my decks a little bit more, but
Actually, same. I did write that actually in my notes, but not feasible. It's not feasible. Not feasible.
but okay, so the one that, like, actually, so the Lonely Dreamer, a tarot
Oh, okay.
is one of my favorites. And it was actually was I would say was the first. Relatively no, because the first was the True Black Tarot that I backed
Mm,
on Kickstarter. Um, and but I would say, but the the Lonely Dreamer was maybe probably the second one, and I
okay.
would say my most memorable of them all, I would say, just because of the connection I feel like I had to the original Lonely Dreamer.
Okay.
And I do have the second edition as well, and the third. I haven't worked. I've worked with the first and the second, and I haven't for a while. And the third, this is the like what came with. And this is such a beautiful bag, but I thought the bag was going to be big enough to hold the box with the cards, but unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay.
But it's still it's big enough and or plentiful for just the cards.
I'm
Um,
looking at it now on Kickstarter. Not for me, I will say that. The art is just not my thing.
I think so. Yeah. Like I feel like it's definitely a shadow deck. In my opinion. And of course, the artwork has changed over the course of the three editions. But I would say the
Mm,
first one is probably still my favorite. Um, although I haven't used it much, like I said.
Mm.
yeah.
What for me, what brought me to that deck initially was the Hermit card.
Mm.
the Hermit card, something I instantly fell in love with the deck because of the Hermit card.
Is a hermit
Um,
card like a card that regularly draws you into a deck? Like it has to be good or you won't like it?
no, because I'm
Oh,
not
how
like that.
interesting.
I'm not picky like that, that kind of way.
Like me.
Um, I mean, I can be picky, but I'm not picky when it comes to that. And no, it was something about the Hermit card. It just spoke to me,
Oh, okay.
and
Trying to
then
find the hermit card because now I'm curious to see what it looks like.
What was the deck name
actually, I can
again?
go get the magnet off my fridge. Hold on a second, because
It's the Lonely Dreamer Tarot. It's an indie deck.
yeah, let me go get the magnet. Hold on, give me a second.
Ugh, Yahoo search. Ugh. So
Yeah, I don't know.
disgusting.
So this is the fridge magnet that I got.
Uh,
Can you see?
Hold on. Let me.
hmm.
It was
Okay.
something about the glow that's in front, and just it's like
Like
if
an
you really
orb or
notice,
something.
it's flowers
Mhm.
around. And it was just something about, you know,
Not
the fact
bad.
that the illumination in front, and it's like focusing on the light that's within, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And as the light from within shines out, it illuminates the darkness around us, right?
Mm.
um and you can see that the background, although dark, is actually very, very beautiful.
Mhm.
Right, so,
Mhm.
and that's, I think, and that was what was the thing for me. And because the being is seems bald headed, so you can't tell if it's like a man or a woman,
It's
right? Like, it just
an
looks like,
androgynous being. Yeah.
yeah, right. And he has that sort of noble shaman like kind of essence, right? And
Mm.
so that's, I think that was what really, and then because I am hermit, and it is, the hermit card is my birth card. And then, so yeah, like, and then of course my journey living like a real life hermit, with everything that I've had to endure and work, heal from, and stuff like that. So I'm just like, yeah, like, it was just very, very fitting. And then
Mm.
the story behind, the hermit, or no, the lonely dreamer, sorry, and how it came to be, because
Mm.
it's the artwork of, French, Audelaire Rodin. And he was very much a
No idea.
painter who kind of worked out his, trauma and like psychological things going on through his artwork. And so, it's got that mental psychology, sort of based kind of thing. So,
Mm.
and that's why I really like it. So this is the third edition of the Lonely Dreamer.
Okay.
And yeah, with the guidebook. So it written by Melissa, and created by Melissa Witherspoon, and also worked on it with Dr. Esther, Frankel Tishman.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really, really love this deck. So
The chat is so Midnight. You're hilarious. Like I can't. Just roasting Luke.
Yeah.
In the chat. It's true, Luke. Your wish list is very long. Okay, so don't say that you're picky
That
because
wish list could circle the earth twice.
really,
Yes.
oh my
he's
god,
always adding new things to it.
I know.
He'll like
As
come.
we're talking.
are we all though? Technically, are we all
He'll
doing that? for the most part.
Yes, but he's saying he's
Rarely.
picky when he adds things all the time. Don't say you're picky if you're saying constantly in the Discord. Because
I know.
In case people in the chat don't know, Brittany has a Discord. If you want to join, please do. But Luke is always like, "Oh yeah, new thing to add to my wish list."
I'm like, right now it's a competition between who's worse, him or Midnight.
"Oh, Melissa's Canadian. Cool. I love when creators are Canadian."
Yeah, me too.
Because they're so rare. I find there's not enough of us Canadians, in terms of like creating decks and things. Mostly I feel like a lot of creators come from the US most of the
Yeah,
time. So.
I think so. And then in the rare instances that they're not from the US, it's like the UK.
Yeah, the UK, yeah, or Australia.
Rarely, but
I know a couple actually in Australia
somewhat
that are like popular.
Yeah.
Popular. Yeah, I know Midnight. Don't worry, I'm coming back with them in January. I needed a break.
It's okay. Midnight's wallet needed a break too.
Yeah, exactly. Even though she could have like just added things to like the wish list, but like I do.
So for me, I didn't really feel like I wish I had worked with something more. I just kind of put some stuff on the back burner and moved priorities around.
Okay.
So it was somewhat intentional. I'm gonna look at this one more like I wish I had the deck to work with this more, and it's the Endless Oracle. And the reason I say that is because I know he's working on the Endless Tarot. This is by Eric Mael. Super sweet. If you follow him on Instagram, he is the creator of the Inkwitch Tarot.
Yes.
And is it
Lenormand? And Oracle. There's three of them. There's three from that series. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I think he just had the Kickstarter for the Oracle.
That black and white one that he did.
It was on the cusp of getting it, but so it's a very unique deck. I really love the. I did buy the extra cards that he came out with. But it's basically a Mariorama deck, similar to Prisma Visions and the Dreamscapes Tarot that I told you about, where when you lay them together, it creates a picture. And I really liked this because when I first got it, I used it to work on my intuition because I feel like I'm very like left-brained. It's hard for me to rely on things that aren't tangible.
Yeah.
So I was really looking forward to the tarot coming out, but I think it's been pushed off for quite a bit now. So I really kind of put this in the back burner.
He's been showing videos on him actually painting.
Yeah,
the cards.
He's still working on it, so I have faith that it's coming out. I just know I want to say not even last year, maybe the end of the year before, it almost seemed like it was going to be a priority to come out later this year, but instead went with the Inkwitch series to finish that off, which is fine.
Which makes sense because I think he wanted to move on to other things. No,
but I really like this. So this deck, I know I was saying I'm going through my key phase oracle phase.
Yeah.
Key phrase oracle phase. But the keyword. Thank you. Well, either or.
Yeah, either or. It doesn't really matter. To me, they mean the same
titles kind of are, and I feel like it's very obvious, the cards, in a good way, not in a weird, cheesy kind of way. So that's why I kind of wanted to work with it a little bit more this year, but I put it off for other stuff that I'll talk about in another prompt. It's more applicable. But I just kind of I guess it's more so a disappointment that there's no tarot yet. I'm waiting eagerly with bated breath for it to come out.
Me too.
But I was happy for the new cards. That was really cool. I did use it a little bit after I got that.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool then. Robin, still I have to find my own stuff now. Likey. Sorry, girl. I'm sorry. Hey, if you ever want stuff, I could still give you stuff on Discord, but anyway.
Yes. Okay, question 5. A tarot or witchcraft book you enjoyed this year?
Okay, so I pulled 2 books.
So did I.
One's tarot related, the other one's astrology related.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't do, I do have some witchcraft books, but I don't feel like talking about those because they're not really ones that I would say that were big in my mind, I would say.
That's
So
fair.
the tarot book that I got was actually one that I got this year and that I actually really enjoy using for card days. So just one card pulls from it. It's called Card of the Day Tarot. It's by Kerry Ward and it's illustrated by Adam Oilers.
Mm.
He is the artist that did the decks from the UK. What is it? Three Trees Tarot. The creator Three Trees Tarot. Someone tell me what the names of the
Oh,
decks are. The dragon one, the fall one,
yeah, I
the
can't
fall
remember.
animal. I can't remember, but he's the one who did that. He also did Soul Cats from Llewellyn. Um, I don't know what else he's done, but yeah, his illustrations are beautiful. I absolutely love them.
The Oak, Ash, and Thorn.
That's it. Yes. And
There
then
we
there was
go.
the Embers one from the dragon
Yep.
one they did.
Smoke, Ash, and Embers.
There you
Okay.
go. And he also did he's like their artist or whatever. He does the art for their decks. They constantly hire him specifically.
Yep. There's a Thistledown Oracle deck and
There you
then
go.
a Heartwood Tower deck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's illustrated all of them.
Yeah,
All
they
4.
all look pretty much the same.
Yeah. No, Kerry Ward did the Gentle Karma Tarot. Not to be confused with the Gentle Tarot
Oh, that's not
Or
from
gonna be
the
Mari
good
in
at
the
Gentle
all.
Sky.
Heart.
From Mari in the Sky. Yeah, the Karma one. Yes, she did that one. She also did the Crystal Magic Tarot. She just put out, I think, Taroscope's tarot deck. She has a few other books as well. She has this one and then 2 other books.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually an astrologer and tarot reader for Cosmopolitan, in case anyone didn't know.
Oh my gosh. I hope she didn't create the Cosmopolitan.
No, she did. She did not. She did not. Because when that thing came out, I was like, "What is this shit? Why is Cosmo releasing it? And why didn't Kerry Ward stop them?" Because her stuff is actually really decent. Like she's a great writer. Her guidebooks are amazing. So when I saw that, I was like, "This is not good."
Now, okay, so
This is not good.
like we were just like earlier, if we scroll back up in the chat when we were talking about cash grabs and things like that.
Yes,
That's
that was a
the
cash grab.
grab.
Don't buy that deck. It's this utter shit.
It's
And
bad.
I'm not one to insult decks.
I
That
swear-
one, utter shit.
I swear,
Okay,
when I saw
don't buy
that
it.
deck and it first came out, I was like, I'm not very picky that way, but that was one deck I was like, really?
No, I don't know what they did. That was
Why
horrible
is it here? Why is it
collage.
even in the world?
And I was like, what is it? Anyway. Anyway, this book is actually really good. I actually really love it. If you're a person who just wants to pull one card a day, this is great. Every single card, it gives you like different things in the beginning. Like I don't know. There's like different things like a good morning tarot, a game face tarot. It, like gives you different things in the beginning that you can do with your tarot for that, like different exercises. But in the actual cards, every single card has a page with the artwork on the side. And it gives you different things. So we have advice for right now today. We have an affirmation, a reassurance, a life lesson, a challenge, do this, don't do this, who, when, and then if you're doing like a timing reading or a yes or no. So it gives you everything like that. So
Okay.
you just pull a card and depending on your question, you can like look at one of these paragraphs here. Or if you're doing a spread, you can easily create a spread with some of these like do, don't, affirmation kind of thing with this book. And I really love that for that reason. And that's why I ended up buying it. I purchased it this year. I pre-ordered it actually and I got it, but it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. And there's like,
let's see the book again. The
yeah, it's this one.
cover. What's it called again?
It's called Card of the Day Tarot.
Okay.
And she put out a new book recently that I really want that also looks really interesting. It's called Cardless Tarot. And it's really cool the way that it's structured from the photos that I was able to look at and then like the description and stuff. It's like she picked 9 major arcana cards to act as guides. And then you have like a section for questions. So you pick a question. It's like a bibliomancy, but pick your own adventure kind of thing. It's like really cool. I really want to get it. It's on my wish list. And you pick a question, and then it takes you to a page with a guide. So one of the major arcana that she chose. She only chose 9 out of the 20. What is it? 21. And she puts a blurb of the card or the guide, and then at the bottom you get to pick your own adventure. So depending on what else you want to, the adventure you want to go on kind of thing, it leads you to other pages in the book of things that you can read. It's really interesting concept. I have that on my wish list, but
I think
this one
I think I saw a walkthrough of that book on Herman. The Hermit's Simon the Herman.
Probably. Yeah, probably. But this one is really good. And then the other book that I chose was this one. It's called Keywords for Astrology. Absolutely love this. If you're a beginner in astrology, I highly recommend. This was actually a republication. So Wiser originally published this in the 90s, and they decided to like freshen it up with a new cover and a new forward and things like that. But I love this so much. So it's like sectioned off. I don't know if you can see like these dark spots. It's like sectioned off. So we have planets in the beginning, and planets have like all these keywords for like different things. So we have like archetype, shadow, principle, strength, problem area, and you have like small either keywords or phrases that are easy to read, easy to understand kind of thing, which I really love. And then it goes on to the signs, and then you have the planets in each sign, which is really interesting. And what is this? I get it, and all my adventures. Yeah, it's only 9 major cards. I don't know if there's minors in that book.
Thank goodness.
But probably midnight, probably honestly. But I love it because you have like Mercury and Sagittarius, for example. So if you're someone who wants to read their birth chart and doesn't really understand, like you're looking at things, and for example, your Mercury is in Libra, for example, and you're like, well, what the hell does Mercury in Libra mean? I don't know. This is actually really easy. You can literally just find Mercury in Libra and then just read the little bits of information that are in here, which is freaking fantastic. I'm trying to find Mercury in Libra. Here we go. Mercury in Libra. So you have strength, aesthetic thinking, balanced thinking aimed at harmony, loves complex, but developed and balanced thought constructions and strategies, elegant rhetorical style, plays with words. So it's like small keywords and key phrases that you can have to give you an idea of how you can think differently about your birth chart and see what applies to you. And there's like problem areas, there's narrative style, there's making decisions, and then like a between for that specifically. And it also gives like the Mercury in Libra, for example, an archetype. So in this case, it's the diplomat.
Ooh,
so
I
really love that. If you're someone who's really hesitant about learning astrology, or don't even want to fully commit to learning astrology, I honestly I recommend this highly. This is probably one of the best books I got this year. And I didn't buy this, by the way. Wiser actually sent this to me for a video that I'll be making in the new year, because I was waiting on other books, which I never received. So anyway, not important. But yeah, so so not from Wiser specifically, though. I got the books that they sent me from Wiser. I'm speaking of another place. Anyway, so yes,
the people that you mentioned already.
Yes, exactly. So really good book, honestly. Their books are really great. They sent me 3 specific books on astrology. The other ones are way more advanced, though, in my opinion. So this is the best for people who are seldom into astrology, just want to figure out or understand their birth chart for themselves
So is
specifically.
that one like really a good like reference book where you don't have to really sit
Yes,
and read it? You just go through,
exactly.
find what you I
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
Robin said she always buys books from your recommendations. You give the best book recs, and she's never regretted any of her purchases.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm really glad.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when I show them on my channel, I like really go into deep, like show the table of contents, show examples and things. And people don't usually do that when they talk about books or show books on YouTube, I feel like. And how
No.
am I supposed to understand what the book is about or really make a decision about a book if I
If you
can't
don't know
even.
all the content that's in the book.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
sometimes Amazon doesn't even show you the table of contents, which is so
I
annoying.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So annoying. And publishers don't even post a photo of the table of contents. A lot of
Yeah.
the time they just post the cover. And I'm
The
like, the
cover and
cover
the
is
back.
beautiful, but I want to know what's in the book so I can make a
Yeah.
decision about buying it or not, right? so, so yeah, but this one's really good. I highly recommend actually.
And what
So
was the name of that?
definitely one that I enjoyed this year. What was the name?
Mm-hmm.
Keywords for astrology. Yeah. Yeah. So if anyone is really like not fully into astrology, but just want to understand some basic stuff about their birth chart, or maybe they want to be like, you know what, let's have some fun, like a fun girls' night or whatever, friends' night or whatever, and you just want to. I don't know, kick the shit or kick the bucket or whatever the thing is, and be like, yeah, let's just, I don't know, look up our charts and
It's
be
called shoot the
stupid and
shit.
shoot the shit. There you go.
Shoot the shit. Yep.
Whatever whatever it is, I'm not very good with those kind of statements. I never remember that properly. But yeah, just whatever, it's really cool and interesting, and it's very easy to understand, and especially with keywords and stuff. You don't have to like really read all this jargon and textbook, and because then to me, if you're just reading stuff like textbook, like, that's more advanced in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I agree. I have a few of those books and they're very like intimidating. So I really like that because I do have like my birth chart and stuff in my book of shadows, and I'd like to be able to write a little bit more about it. So
Yeah.
I'm adding that one to my wish list.
There you go. There
Exactly,
you go.
Robin.
And it's great because you don't really, and I know you specifically
I,
don't
yeah.
really want to learn astrology because you're not into it. But this is great because you don't really need to learn anything, in my opinion, especially if you're not into learning astrology or don't want to take the time to read those kind of books that are more intimidating because they have language that's a little bit more difficult to understand things.
Mhm.
This is the best because it's just keywords, simple phrases, and then from reading that you're like, oh, okay, I understand why that makes sense to me, and
Yeah.
how that actually, oh yeah, that makes sense, I actually relate to this, when you're looking
Mhm.
at your own chart kind of thing. So
Roots
yeah.
and Waves was saying that thrift books is their go-to. They love to buy used books. I do
Yeah.
too, but I feel like it's harder with like the spirituality books because they're either like really, really old and a little like I don't enjoy the language of the older books, or it's just
Yeah.
not the side of the spirituality that I'm looking for. It's
Yeah.
really hard for me to
I
find.
wish I could thrift books, but I live in Montreal, so if I go to a bookstore that has used books, a lot of the time they're going to be in French, unfortunately. So
Mm,
English language books are very hard to come by at used bookstores.
yeah, that's fair.
Unfortunately, when
What were you drinking there just now?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, shameless plug, I guess. Modelo.
Okay. I was looking, I was like, and then I was like, it looks like something familiar, but it looks cool, and the aesthetic because her hat and everything. It's like it looks like she's like in the wild, wild west,
Just a boozy Sunday afternoon with my girls.
Right?
Okay,
Well,
Alana, what were your books?
my books. Well, the culprit
Or
is
one
actually
book,
in chat
whichever.
right now.
the culprit.
The culprit. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Robin. Yeah, you. So ever since Robin put out her videos with Drea Bloom's books,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
book,
hmm
and then of
Ooh.
course,
I have those on my wish list, all of them. I have all of them on my wish list.
the shadow work journal.
Oh,
And then of course, so
whoops.
the thing is, I had Drea on my
That's good to
on
know.
my channel for interview, and then I had the lovely opportunity to be on Angie's channel, Roots and Waves Divination, and last it was last Sunday, and we did just let's talk about it, her new series that she's starting, let's talk about it, and we just basically talk about all like resources and things in regards to tarot, and and sort of combining that with mental health, and of course that's my my vibe, combining tarot and therapy and stuff like that. So it was pretty much big up Drea Bloom Day, like that's pretty much what we were doing. And of course and then because Ange has all of her books, I she went through all of them, and then so I was like, oh my gosh, like, so there's another one which is kind of smaller, and it's like this size, but I think it's a lot thinner, and it's called Everyone Has a Story, and it's basically the idea of taking the hero's journey, and sort of using that as a guide. Yeah, it have hefty book. Oh, that was you.
Yeah, I was replying.
I was like, I only after I read it.
The 78 degrees of wisdom.
Yeah,
that's like a textbook type of.
She thick. Yeah.
Well, all of these, the tarot shadow work journal and the tarot for transformation is really huge. Like this is like it is like a textbook, but there's activities and stuff for journaling and introspection, and doing shadow work, and just basically using the tarot to kind of sort through your life and heal and all of that. So I couldn't be more grateful to Robin for her showing the books, and sort of roping me in, because it led to the opportunity to meet and talk with Drea, and join her her online community for practitioners and therapists that want to combine tarot and stuff like that. So it was really good, and I'm very, very happy that I it's another thing to solidify my practice for me, and it's another thing to like I'm on my right path. I'm journeying through what I'm supposed to be journeying through. So and I'm where I'm supposed to be currently. So so that I really like that. So as much as I am very appreciative, I still blame Robin, but in a very loving, grateful way. we truly are enablers, aren't we?
Yeah. Hey, but you're enabling like growth and
exactly. Like, so that's
self-connection with your practice. So it's not just mindless consumerism.
Exactly. Although there are quite a bit of that going on, but still. But thank you, Robin.
Oh, that's lovely.
Actually, she just did another video recently. Actually, I think she just put it out yesterday, and it was for the same tag, like what we're grateful for and stuff like that. And she was going over Roots from Roots to Bloom Oracle deck. And I think, and I didn't pick that one. That would have been one that like most used kind of thing as well. And then of course, she had to tickle my piggies by playing with the cards, because the background the cards are linen, but like the way she was like talking about how you mixing it up in the background, and I was like yeah, it is mesmerizing. I gotta pull that deck out again. Thanks, Robin, because you're the culprit for me getting that deck too. So yeah. But I love, yeah, that.
Gerald Tarot Stash would say, purchase responsibly. I love I love that. That is hilarious, honestly. Oh god.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, the holistic tarot is very thick. That's
Yeah.
way thicker than the 78 degrees of
Yeah, I think
wisdom
I was
deck.
mixing them up in my head, but when she said the
Yeah.
holistic tarot, I was like,
The
oh,
78 degrees is not thick, but it
it's
is more
dense.
written like a textbook.
Yeah.
So you have to really read that slowly, in my opinion, because I've been reading it. I'm still in the majors because it's just it feels very
It's
dry.
it's dense. It's a little slow and heavy and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So if you're really interested in like reading a book like that and just to understand a different perspective of the tarot, it's a good book. Don't get me wrong. Like her perspective is great. It's just, be prepared to be like you're in class and you're reading a very dry textbook, in my opinion. Like the information is good. It's just slow and yeah, dry.
Yeah, that sounds the way you're describing it. I'm like picturing it right now, and I'm like, yeah, I would fall asleep. I would fall asleep reading that book, literally. Like,
Yeah. The holistic tarot, however, I would not recommend reading that from start to finish. You can if you want, but I would not recommend it, to be honest. That book is so heavy, your wrists would literally fall off just holding it.
what face are you
Um,
talking about, Robin?
I think the little mustache guy that
Yeah, the
Ange
little
sent.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, but holistic tarot is great as a reference book if you really want to understand things from her perspective. Her perspective is great, the author, but I would say reference guide, like
yeah,
flip through,
like
not
to pick
start to
through and
finish,
find
cover
the
to cover.
information you need,
Yeah,
read through sections of it that are relevant
yeah,
for you. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
and go back to it if you need to and things like
yeah,
that. Because
yeah.
that's how I use it personally. Because I do have it as on my shelf, but it is
You gotta sit
heavy.
through it and read through it.
No.
It's like
Not
like
again, not unless you're like,
I
and
mean,
then
I guess if that's your thing, but I mean,
your
it's like sitting
wrists
and
are
reading through like a history book or something. Who does
exactly. That's
crazy?
what it pretty much
Yeah.
feels like because it's like thick.
I picked two books as well. One
Okay.
is divination and one is like witchcraft sort of.
Mm.
So actually this is something that I got fairly recently. This is the Ronna George Lenormand book.
Oh
The Essential
yes.
Lenormand, and I haven't gone through all the parts of it yet. I've been kind of like picking through. I have come to realize that I pick through spiritual books a lot. I don't tend to read them straight through. So I pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down,
Yep.
and I really like this book because she introduces. So, well, first of all, she goes through like this in parts where there's the introduction and just introducing you to
Hmm.
Lenormand and explaining how the book works and stuff like that.
Mm.
But then it goes through like finding your deck, first things first, questions that lead to answers, and I love that because I think like I feel like that's a really important thing in tarot as well, where you ask the right questions to get the right answers.
Yeah.
And because Lenormand's a little different in how it is as a system, I
Yeah.
appreciate having that opinion in a book. Um, and then journaling your cards. So there's different exercises she gives, which means like even though it's an informative book, there's still actionable things you can do from it
Love
if
that.
if that's something that you want to do. And then she also gives a lot of her own personal stories because I know even though they're her stories and not mine, I feel like being able to relate to the cards makes it easier to learn. So
Hmm.
just understanding how she relates to the cards and being able to pick out similarities between us has been really helpful. But let me go to one of the card pages just to show. I mean, they're super in depth. So one side has like the I don't know if It might show up a
Yeah.
little bit. It
Yeah.
has the information about the card.
You want to make
Yeah.
yourself
Um,
bigger?
it's more so because of the white pages and my lights, but
Yeah. I can see it better though.
yeah. And then on this side it goes into like meanings for the future, like meanings in context, whether it's future reading or about a man or a woman.
Oh, I
And then,
like that.
yeah, I like that a lot too. And then it literally has more pages of context.
That's
So
great.
then it goes into work, love, health, body and spirit, money. It even touches on timing, advice or action, whether the orientation is positive, negative, or neutral, and then different objects or things it could relate to. So it creates, like, it can be a little overwhelming because I'm using it now with my December Lenormand challenge.
Yeah.
So it could be a little overwhelming in that aspect, especially when I don't feel like the questions necessarily, going back to like asking the right questions, right? The questions are so broad, it can make it really hard to pick through what it is that you're really looking for in the answers. And then this is still the same card, by the way. The next page goes into like example pairings,
Yes,
so
love that.
combination examples and stuff like that, just so you can start to understand how the card changes based off of the different cards that are around it.
Yes.
And all of that is discussed in the beginning, the part 1 of the book.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I really have been enjoying this. It's really been helping me in this December challenge. It's easier to use than the guidebook, and I've been using the Coleman Smith Lenormand or whatever it is. I don't remember, the one that looks like the Centennial deck.
Oh yes. Robin's asking if there's anything about GT. I'm not sure what GT is. And then
Grand
anything about
Tableau?
Oh, okay, Grand
Oh,
Tableau.
Grand
Okay.
Tableau.
And then anything about positioning or correspondences.
So
Also, Robin, isn't there a Llewellyn sale right now, like 50% off currently?
I think so, unless that ended.
No, I think it ends the 1st.
Oh,
Yeah, I think stuff is on sale right now, Robin.
so let me go through. I think because there's a part 3 of this book.
Gin and tonic and GT's. Yeah,
Like gin
honestly,
and tonic.
I was like, "What GT?" I was like,
I was like,
don't
yeah,
know.
Grand
Grand
Theft
Tableau.
Auto, or I was like Grand Tourist.
Great tourism.
Grand. Yeah. Anyway, this book is expensive in Canada. Wow, it's like $37.
It's a little spendy. I did get it on sale at Llewellyn's previous really nice sale. They had.
Yeah, lucky you. Llewellyn doesn't ship anywhere except US.
I know.
They're like US Games now. I don't know what's up.
I know, that's crazy.
Which makes no sense because their name on their website is literally Llewellyn Worldwide.
I know.
Did anyone ever notice that? It literally says on their website Llewellyn Worldwide, but they don't actually ship anywhere except for the US.
So
My beef when it comes to things like that, and that's why like I guess
like,
like I get a little, what's the word, jealous, envious of those that live in the US, like, you know, like
Yeah, for the sales. Me too.
and Robin. But even
only Hay House is the only one that we can take advantage of because they ship to Canada. And you can get free shipping if you spend a certain amount of money a lot of the time.
Well, they only recently opened their club box to shipping to Canada.
Yes, and I think that's because they wanted to test it first in the US, which makes more sense because if you're bringing out something new, you're not going to you're not going to make the availability worldwide. That makes absolute no sense especially you don't know if it's how it's going to do, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they did US only and then opened it, I think, earlier this year to Canada.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'm sure they'll do also on the UK website and Australia websites that they have.
Like there's just so many things that seem to, like, you know, like great stuff. Like even what's her name? Lisa Hunt. She was just on Facebook
I
offering
know.
to yeah, sign copies of her fairy tale tarot. And I'm like, yeah, I would love it, but no, Canada Post has to be on strike, and you're not even offering it to Canadians. So I was like,
I know. I know. I really want her deck. I wanted that when it was out of print, I think, but I was
yeah,
like, "Oh
but
yeah."
but she's just recently released it again, and with
Yes, I
US
know.
games, and I'm looking and I'm like, I want it. I want to use it with all of my
Yeah, me too.
all of my decks that I already have that are by her too. And I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I have her Fairy Tale Lenormand, so I
I
would
do
l-
too.
I would
That's
love to
what I'm
get
saying.
her.
I want
I
the
I would
tarot.
love to get the tarot so I can pair them together, but
Exactly.
yeah.
Right?
But slowly, there's like a few things on Amazon Canada from US Games all of a sudden sold by Amazon. So like I don't know what's going on, but it feels
Right?
like
And that's the
sometimes there's
thing.
stuff and sometimes there isn't. So I'm just like, I don't know. I still want the Halloween tarot as
I do
well.
too.
There's
So it's like,
several decks that I
so
want,
it's like
but
things like that that kind of annoy me. Like when Robin comes on with her videos, and oh look, I have the fairy tale on tarot. Yeah, great.
I
Thanks.
know. But she receives a lot of US Games
I
stuff
know, I know.
for reviews,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So it does have the grand tableau stuff in it, and it even has the steps for reading the grand tableau. It
okay.
explains the Lenormand houses, and the different like box spreads. So it does sort of talk about like combinations, but it talks about it sporadically throughout the group and then or book, and then at the end of the book goes into like drills and exercises to get better at doing the combinations.
Yeah,
So
because
that's
there's
kind of
different ways, right, to do the combinations depending
yeah.
on how many cards you're doing,
Hmm.
right? The connections or whatever, because there's the corners, and then there's like the rows, and then there's the cross, and then there's one row column, and then you have to like
Yeah.
it's crazy this stuff because when I got the what is it, the pink and blue, the fun which
Oh
little
yeah,
Norman is
yeah,
it
yeah.
called?
The the Kitty Lenormand, whatever it's called. I know
Yeah,
what you're talking
I
about.
don't remember what it's called, but it's like the book is amazing and it goes through all of that in terms of like how to read the corners and then whatever. There's like so much going on. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah. So the other book I chose was it's actually three books in one.
Ooh.
This is Hoodoo for Life by
Oh.
Angela Bellard. So this is three books. It's what are the three books? It's Hoodoo for Beginners, Hoodoo for
Mhm.
Love and Prosperity, and Hoodoo for War and
Yeah, I
Peace.
think that's what it's called. Cute Little Normand or something.
Yeah, cute
Oh
little
yes.
woman.
That's it. Yes, that one. Thank you, Robin. Couldn't remember that.
So I've been slowly going through this book. This is one where I'm actually trying to, excuse me, read through it
Yeah.
and actually like trying to like annotate it and stuff like that.
Oh, I
So
love that.
this is something I've kind of picked up, put down throughout just the year. So I haven't really gotten
Yeah.
as far through it as I would have liked. It's part of my goal for next year to finish getting through this
Mm.
and annotate a little better so I have like actual tabs here.
Yeah.
But oh no. My computer wanted to go to sleep. Um but yeah, so I really like this book. I so I don't really do like love spells and stuff like that, but I like, well, one, it was cheap, it was on sale versus getting
Mhm.
all three books. And I just wanted to hear the authors just going from beginnings to prosperity through like war and peace and all of that, just the whole picture of that of the
Yeah.
author, right? And so this talks a lot about the author's specific relationship with hoodoo and her family and stuff like that,
Oh, nice.
and then goes into the history of it, the elements of it, and then just starts talking about root work and different spells. So
Mhm.
that it kind of can be a reference book where you sit and like pick through it, but it's very much more conversational. So it's like you are reading a book written by someone trying to tell a story. So it's not, I wouldn't recommend it for that necessarily. I'm sure there are better books. Um, uh-oh.
What happened?
If you got to go check that out, feel free.
No, I just need to.
Okay.
Okay.
What is
It's
it?
a fire alarm going off, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's not.
Oh, okay. As long as there's no fire.
No, it's just gonna. They're gonna
Okay.
come on just now and be like,
Maybe you should check. I don't know. Safety first, you know?
Yeah.
They're gonna come on just now, and then they're like, "Oh, we're investigating a, potential fire. Blah blah blah. Stay in your units, and if you are in case of emergency, pick up and call 911." That's what they'll usually say.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm just
Crazy.
gonna sit with this annoying noise.
Okay. Well, I guess if you're not talking, just mute and then
Yeah, I'm
you
just
can
gonna.
mute yourself. Yeah. So let's go on to, this is gonna be a fun one, even though we kind of struggled with our channels this year.
Yeah.
Q6, favorite video you made for your channel. Sylph?
Yeah, I don't. So I went through the videos I posted this year, this morning to pick a video because I was like, what have I done that would be considered a favorite, to be honest with you? So, Robin, no, but for real, like, what? You have an alarm going off, obviously safety first, right?
Yeah,
The
for
internet
sure.
is not that important. I'm sure we'll all survive. But I was like, okay, what did I enjoy? And then obviously I've enjoyed my upcoming releases videos. It's
Mhm.
just those are take so long to
Yeah.
find information, and I became really burnt out with the amount of work that I put on my plate myself that I literally kept digging my hole deeper or whatever.
Yeah.
I dug a hole for myself and then I just kept digging for some odd reason. So so
Wow.
yeah. So I decided to go with the video where I literally unboxed everything that Joseph sent me for this particular set.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
I was not expecting there to be so much stuff, to
It
be
was a
honest with you.
lot.
He so if you don't know, Joseph sent me his set for review, which was really nice of him. He asked me if I would review it, and I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, okay, I'm going to send you the set. And he said he was going to include a few things. I wasn't expecting the amount of
Everything.
stuff that he included in there. He gave me every single journal, gave me so many crystals, which I love. I love the crystals. I use them all the time. They're on my altar, and I use them in my practice. So I do really love the crystals. He gave me the gardening sticks, and there
Mhm.
was so
Mhm.
much in there. I was just like overwhelmed by the amount of stuff in
Yeah.
the box. And it was heavy box, but it was a small box. And yeah, so so I think that was probably my favorite video because it was just surprising. The whole thing was surprising, in my opinion. But anytime I receive stuff for review that I wasn't really expecting, like the amount of stuff I was expecting, like for example, the Winnie the Wizard of the Pooh, I wasn't expecting the whole set. What did they say? She said that she was just gonna send the deck, I think. I don't think she
Mhm.
even said specifically that she was gonna send like the full box and like
Mm-mm.
all these other things. So I was really shocked about that too
Yeah.
when I opened it because I wasn't expecting any of those things
That
either.
was a fun unboxing.
Yeah, so like anytime I have an unboxing that's fun and that is surprising to me, those videos end up being my favorite because I'm just shocked with the generosity that is like given. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I think those probably my favorites. And then obviously, I do like my upcoming releases. Again, don't get me wrong. I love those enabling videos. They're just very long and very tiring.
Yeah.
And the amount of work that I have to put into them because I do all the research myself. So,
You
I'm
started
not.
to do them live now, right?
I did do a couple live towards the end of this year or whatever, the few that I did, which was great. It was great. It alleviated the fact that I didn't have to edit, which was nice because that takes a long time editing those videos and filming them. Oh my god. So that was great, but still, it's still a lot of talking. It's actually more talking because of the um yeah, it's just more talking. They
Mhm.
won't let if you're not admin or
Yeah, I didn't think so. I
it's not
wasn't
that.
sure.
But if you let us know what your video is, I'll find it and I'll post it.
Yep. One of us will.
Yeah.
Okay, Alana, what was your favorite video from this year? And remember, you're still muted. Oh, you're gonna write it.
Yeah, she's gonna write it because I think the
I feel
alarm
like
is
I'm
still going.
on what's that game show where the couples write down their answers? Newlyweds. I feel like a newlywed game. We should just guess what she's gonna say.
I don't know. All her videos are pretty great. They go into a lot of interesting
Yeah,
detail on like the aspect of like psychology and like therapy and things like that, and like mixing it with tarot. So
and
like
she does a lot of collaborative ones as well. So I
exactly.
feel
So
like
I
it'd be
feel
a
like
perfect fit.
any of them could be her favorite. To be
Yeah.
honest, it's so hard to pick. What's she looking at? Is there a ghost there? Stop staring into the the horizon. You're just staring off to the
Oh.
No,
side.
because they were coming on, and so first
Oh,
the
okay.
announcement was
Oh,
that the
okay.
fire. We called the fire department; they're on their way. And then the next one that just now, which is why I was staring, was the fact that the fire department is here now and they're investigating the signals in the basement. So stay tight.
Oh. Yeah.
So, but now the sound is done, so I can
You're just
finally.
staring off and I'm like, wow. She reminds me of like those cats that just stare off to like the corner and then you're like, what the fuck are they looking at? Like, oh, what is in the corner that you're and then you get really creeped out and you're like, is there a ghost there? Like what's
I
going on?
know.
So it's funny that you say that because I was talking to
I was
my
just
cousin
joking.
like a few nights ago, and I was like,
Oh god, don't tell me your place is haunted.
no,
Okay.
and she was saying something, and I guess the look on my face, I just must not have been having it right. So and I was just staring, and she was like, "Hello, are you frozen?" Actually still here. My ears just couldn't believe what they were heard. My brain was shut process.
Oh my god, that's funny. So
So
what's your
anyway,
favorite video? Tell us.
okay, so I would say that there've been a few, but I would say that surprising are some of my recent ones. I would say my series with the Grateful Dead, working with that,
Oh yeah.
and how just the way even the inspiration that came about from being to do that, and just with everything kind of going on in the news and how it just seemed very fitting. And I find that I was using the indie deck for the very first time since I've had it. Yes, and I absolutely loved my interview with Drea. That was definitely one of my most memorable. Well, actually, I think all of my interviews, for me, are very much memorable, just because
Yeah.
of the
The nature of interviews.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then right, and then also too, like you meeting such great people and the work that they create. It's
Oh, they're talking again.
Your attention, your attention, your attention. This is Toronto Fire Services.
The struggles. Gotta love live streams. You never know what's gonna happen.
wow.
There will be no further announcements.
long as
So what's
nothing's
going
on
on?
fire.
You got to evacuate or something? Is everything okay?
No, so it was a false alarm due to
Uh-huh.
cocaine.
Toronto, man. Toronto.
Of my building.
Wild stuff out there. Wild stuff out there.
I definitely
So
thought you were gonna say because of the heating system, so that's wild.
I didn't
I
even
was
expect
just
that. I was
not prepared for that.
actually, I could expect that from like Vancouver or something, but
Lay down.
yeah, but
Lay down. I'm almost done.
Toronto.
anyway,
Wild.
yeah, but like, and then even just I feel like I said, just just the way events sort of played in together. One of them that was also meaningful for me, because of the connection that I felt that I had to the deck, and everything, was my video that I did of going through Joseph of Grounded by the Moon, all of his decks, and because I backed both of them, the campaigns, and he was he almost reached for the Normand, which was
Yes.
it closed at 91%, and I was super excited for that one.
I know.
So, but I mean,
I would have backed it. I wanted to do all the pockets, but I had already done 2, and I was like, I can't spend any more money. I can't do it.
That's fine.
yeah,
That's how it goes sometimes.
but he still has plans, for it next year. So
Yes, I think he's going to separate them, which, in my opinion, makes more sense.
Yes.
So
I would agree. So yeah, but I feel like the real connection came from the same trio set that you just showed. Because it was in the second deck, and I've had other moments like this with decks, but what solidified the connection for me was a card from the crystal and gemstones, and it was about burnout and experiencing the burnout, and and the message that was in the guidebook, like as soon as I pulled it, like
yeah.
And then I was like, okay. And then I was mad, but not really. So then I contacted Joseph, and I'm like, you made me cry. Your decks made me cry. Like, I just needed it. I never heard it. Anyways.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he was very sweet, and I'm glad it was very helpful for you. And I'm like, thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, like but all my interviews, I would say, are definitely my favorites, always.
I'm trying to find your interview with Drea. I can't find it, so I can post it. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was trying to find the thing so I could link it.
It's funny because Robin really liked my gameplays.
Yeah, and I did the part. I linked the part 1 and part 2, so people
Thank
go
you.
watch. Yeah.
And that was really fun. And spoiler alert, I did back a tarot game. I think technically 2. So I don't remember when they're supposed to get there. So I'm super excited. One is coming with a deck, so I feel like maybe because I want
to that's the one that you said was by the oh god, the one that they're the makers of the Sephiroth tarot that I have, right? Did you back that one? They did a second one.
Yeah, that's the one I was just talking about. Yeah, that's the one I was referring to.
So I backed that one, and let me see when they're supposed to be done. Yeah. That one I got the actual deck and like the game board and everything like that.
That's cool. That the one that I have was originally on Kickstarter as a game as well, and then Hay House just picked up the deck.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That was their first game that they did. Well, I don't know if it was their first one, but it was the other Kickstarter that they did with a tarot.
Okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited because I actually really loved those videos too. They were very entertaining to watch.
They were really fun, and it's a different way for me to use my cards and feel a little creative, but also like try something new. And so I backed that one. That's supposed to be fulfilled in July, so I kind of have a while for that one.
Yeah.
But then I also backed another one called Royal Blood. It's a tarot
Okay.
heist RPG.
Oh my god.
So it came with a deck, but I didn't enjoy the deck so much, so I just got the gameplay. I didn't get the book. I feel like if I like how it plays, I will go back and get the book.
Okay.
So I just got the PDF version, but I have an idea of the deck or decks that I want to use with it,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited for that.
Can you play that like on one of your like Discord when we do like when you do like an event on Discord? Is it possible to play with other people even if people are not physically there? Because I
don't
think
know.
that would be so fun if we got to do something
Like to
like
have
that.
like a game night with like
Yeah.
tarot. I have
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
I think you probably could, because I know people do like other RPGs remotely. Obviously, depends on the gameplay, I guess.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine as long as everybody has their own deck, or at least could use like a digital deck or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that it's doable. I have to. I know Sephiroth can be solo, but it doesn't have to be. So I think that one's doable. I don't remember about Royal Blood. I have to see if that one's a solo or solo
Yeah.
only, or but
Yeah, because that's what Robin's also asking. A tarot heist.
yeah,
That's quite
I'll have to find out for you, Robin. Whether that's a solo dolo or
yeah, because that sounds really fun, actually.
it does.
Yeah.
Well, there's one tarot deck that I can't wait for. That's not that's kind of gameplay ish.
Which one?
Life is like a board game.
Oh yes.
Is
The
that the
Monopoly
Monopoly one?
looking tarot deck by Crystal Banner.
Yeah. It's a Monopoly deck, right?
Yeah, she just
did I think that was
she did launch the Kickstarter, and I think she's just waiting on the decks to come in now,
Okay.
and then to fulfill. So I'm like, when you said gameplay, that was like the first thing that came to my mind, just because it looks like Monopoly. The cards look like Monopoly, so I'm like,
I have no game tarot deck, so I had no idea. But I have been really into like the thing that Dawn and Lisa did with the dice. I just want to get more dice, so I have like
you
different
do have
options.
a tarot deck that's a game tarot.
Which one?
The Sephiroth.
Oh, but I don't have the other stuff.
Well, you
that
don't have
comes
the
with
game,
it,
but you
right?
have the
I
deck.
just have the deck, but I don't use that deck for that purpose. I use that deck specifically for Jewish work, for my Jewish heritage. I don't use that for anything else.
That makes sense.
Which we talked about in our last live, Brittany, remember? So
Yeah,
so I don't use that deck for any other reason other than when I do like Jewish spreads,
yeah.
like
I totally
for
forgot
Hanukkah or
we had that whole conversation.
for Hanukkah or Passover or Rosh Hashanah or whatever.
So I'm excited that is your favorite, since I do have plans to do more of that in the future.
Yes,
and
do more of those.
I've also been researching other, like, there's this whole like tabletop digital site where you can like get free games. You can opt to do a beta testing or buy games, and there are some tarot ones that I have saved. So I do have plans for next year to do that. So a little bit of spoiler for the last question, but my actually my favorite videos has been the series of the Spread Wisdom series, and I'm looking forward to
those have
doing
been
more
great too.
of them. So I feel like I just need to rename it or something, because it didn't get as much visibility as I was hoping for. But I have some other spreads that I want to sit and walk through, but I really enjoy being able to talk through my process, because being able to talk through it for other people but also out loud really helps me think through how I do stuff, and it makes me question like, well, why do I do it this way, or like how has that changed over time? And I really, really enjoy that aspect of it. That's why I follow other tarot readers, because I like to see their processes. So I'm looking forward to doing more of that. That's kind of how I ended the year, and that's kind of what sparked me to get some videos out, because it was really, I was actually motivated to do those. And I found the videos that I have in my queue to edit that I've been struggling to get out have been my flip throughs. So yeah. But yeah, I think for me it wasn't necessarily the one video, it's the whole series. It's the one series of that I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to, or I really enjoyed this
Do you
year.
have a playlist for it specifically?
I do.
Okay, look, I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna link it.
Okay. And while you do that, let me go pull up our last question, which we kind of already been like teetering around answering here, but let's do it a
Yeah.
little more deliberately. Question 7: our goals for our channels next year.
Yeah, so I have a few different things, and I plan to do like a more in-depth video, I think, for my channel. But um, I want to focus on prioritizing videos that are like different, like not really different, but like other kind of videos other than flip throughs. Like I'm still gonna do flip throughs because I know people watch my channel for them, and I get a lot of decks and things for review, and I still want to do them, but I want to make them shorter. Because right now my flip throughs sometimes are very long. Sometimes they're like an hour and things like that. And filming 7 videos like that in a row, it takes
Yeah,
hours, and
it
it's
does.
just very hard on the throat, hard on the voice because it's a lot of talking and things like that. So my plan for my flip throughs was just to make them shorter, just cut down the amount of blabbing that I'm doing. So not blabbing too much and just focusing on this is the box, these are the cards, the card stock is this is the guidebook, these are what the entries look like, and this is what you can expect.
Yeah.
Make a decision
Done.
and buy it or don't buy it and finish kind of
Yes.
thing. So that's what I'm going to do for flip throughs. And then my own opinions and something about the art or whatever, I'm going to do in other videos. So
Mhm.
my plan is to do like other types of videos, like fun spreads, random spread. I got this deck recently. I want to play with it. Let's do this random spread I found on Instagram because I find spreads all the time, as you know. I have like spreads everywhere on my phone, Pinterest, Instagram, like everywhere. I love spreads. So that, or doing some fun bonding activities with the deck to put out different videos. The only time I do a tag is literally with you, Brittany. So I want to do more tags. I feel like there's
I never
tags. I want to
noticed
do
that.
them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we only ever do tags together. So I'd like to do some tags on my
Yeah, you
channel as
should
well.
definitely do some more tags.
Yeah, and then I want to do a few more things about like different decks, like in the sense of like, decks I use for specific reasons. Like, oh, this is like the decks I use for this reason, kind of
Yeah.
video or whatever. I also want to get back into doing my reflection videos at the end of each month.
Yeah.
And just talking about what I did in during the month and like what decks I use, any books I read because I've been reading a lot as well. And
Mhm.
then for my upcoming releases, there is going to be a change to that. I do want to. I started it originally with just decks quarterly, which was
Right.
crazy. Then I switched it to monthly, and then I added books in there, and it just
Yeah.
became this overwhelming thing
Yeah.
where I had to find all this information and go to several. And believe me, this gathering the information takes days, takes hours. Like I go to every single publisher's website. I go through Amazon several times up until I'm ready to actually film or go live or whatever it may be. So it takes a very long time. I decided I'm going to go back to just doing decks. And if
Yeah.
there's a book that I want to mention, then I'll do so. And then if I get a book that I really like, then I'll just show it on the channel. Like I usually do with books that I show on the channel so people can decide if they want the book or not, based on the information. If there's, more information, if there's not enough information, like on Amazon, for example, or the publisher's website, and you want to see, the table of contents or what the actual book looks like inside a little bit. So things like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I think I'm going to go back to just decks. I think that will be just more manageable for me for this year, and then see how that goes and where that
Okay.
goes and things
It
like
sounds
that.
like
So
a good plan. I think
yeah.
considering how you were saying this year went, I think those seem like really actionable goals.
Yeah, and it'll definitely lessen the things that I have to do, which is great.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'll cut a lot of the time on some of my videos, which is also
Mhm.
very nice because believe me, filming a 2-hour whatever ongoing release is very hard on the throat, believe me. I
Yeah,
have to
and
drink tea for days after because I can't. My
yeah,
voice
I
is so
mean,
bad.
it's hard on
Even
you
doing
doing the
live is
recording, and then you have to spend all the time editing. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a lot of time and energy.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So those are my goals for my channel.
Okay, those are good goals. What
Yeah.
about you, Alana?
So for my channel, I think I want to, because I've since I started therapy and tarot, I kind of realized that it's the focus is I mean it's therapy and tarot, but I want it to be more really about therapy
Hey, Tara.
therapy and tarot, and sort of include more like things like exercises, or whether it be like journaling prompts, and maybe even more of a focus using the tarot activity book, like things like that, and
Oh
combining it
yeah,
with
like
resources.
how to combine like tarot and therapy with different resources, different books that you have.
Exactly. Like I
Yeah,
think that I want to
I love that.
move away from what I've been doing now, and have that more of a clear focus for that series. And then just things like when I'm doing, like if I'm sharing like unboxings and things like that, kind of that will be its own video as opposed to it being under therapy and tarot, because I kind of
Okay.
just been doing that
Yeah.
only because I'm that's pretty much my practice, right? Which is combining therapy and tarot, and
Yeah.
talking about my experience working with the deck, and why it's in alignment. So, or I feel it's in alignment. But
Mhm.
yeah. But I think kind of wanting to sort of change up with how I do the series
Yeah.
a little bit. I I want to be doing more videos. Just it's again, I don't want to, like, it's the quality versus quantity kind of
Right.
thing,
Yeah.
right? I just don't want to be making videos for the sake of making videos, just to
Right.
put it out there and not
Yeah, and that's what I felt like this year, that I was just making videos for the sake of making videos.
Yeah. Felt
yeah
very much like going through the motions.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and I
So,
don't want that to be that.
mhm.
So yeah, so that's kind of where I've been at, where that is. So next year is fast approaching, and of course
Yeah.
January is the year for Bell Let's Talk. So of course I'm going to be doing my next annual Bell Let's Talk,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and the guests that I have planned to be a part of it.
Mhm.
Sil has been a part of it one
Yeah,
year. Was it last
last year.
year? Last
Yeah.
year, I think.
No,
Yeah.
this past year, this
Or
past
this
January.
past year. Yes, January.
Yeah,
So
with Amy.
yes, with
Yes.
Amy.
Yeah.
And for those of you who may not know who Amy is, she is a local poetry writer, and she had just published her um, first book called Let's Talk About It.
Yeah.
And so all poems around mental health and awareness and things like that, and
Yeah.
so very much in alignment. And me and poetry, I love poetry, and combining
Mhm.
that with
Mhm.
tarot and everything, it just all ties it around, right,
Yeah.
very nicely.
And
So
you can use tarot and things for writing and stuff,
Yeah.
so
yes,
yeah.
right. So
I think that's really cool because I feel like I like the gaming side, but you are doing like the more literary side.
Yeah.
But I like when people do creative things with tarot other than just readings.
Yes,
I think
yeah.
yes.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
And there's so and the thing is, it has such a bad rap, but the thing is, why? Because there's so many good things you can do with tarot, like, right? It doesn't have to be about the
It has
negative
a
things all the
it
time.
has a bad rap because people are ignorant. They don't understand or know much about it, so they think automatically it's bad. They don't take the time to understand or research or things like that. That's why it has a bad rap.
Or
Well,
are you
I think
saying it has a
it's
bad
also
rap
that because
because
people have experienced, right? Like I would say for people with like religious trauma or things like that. Like I have a friend who, well, a so-called friend who, because I read tarot, doesn't want just stays away, but will call me for my birthday or like that kind of
Yeah,
very
because they're taught specific things because no one actually truly understands it. They think
yeah
that it's this way and that's the only way, right? It's
right,
because people don't have a deeper understanding and they're not open to have a deeper understanding. That's
right.
really
exactly
That's really
why
what it
it
is.
has
yeah
negativity.
exactly. And then just so fear based, they're trauma based, like a lot of things, and it's sad because
Yeah.
there's so many good things that come out of tarot that like
I'm almost done.
but yeah. So and anything else, probably doing more videos where I've because I love combining and bringing in my I was about to say bring in my deck collection, but no, I meant specifically my playing card collection into,
Oh,
Oh,
because I
okay.
have
yes.
a lot of playing
Like
cards.
branching out of just doing like tarot oracle into other systems using your cards and stuff like that.
No, not quite. I meant in the sense of pairing them. Like for
Oh,
example,
oh, okay.
like I have, right, like the Grateful Dead, and I showed all like the Grateful Dead playing cards that I
Yeah.
have. I just put out the Nightmare Before Christmas, and then Bicycle had their Nightmare Before Christmas playing cards, and yes, I have that.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
still
yeah,
want
yeah.
Beetlejuice playing cards, because I want the Beetlejuice tarot deck, like
I'm still waiting for that.
that nerdiness kind of stuff.
I don't
Yeah.
know what happened.
Great.
That would be really fun. I would love to see more of that side of you on your channel.
Yeah. Oh, you would mentioning journals before. There is a journal I think you would like. I don't know if you have it. It's called Embrace Your Shadow to Find Your Light. It's from Hay House.
Oh, I don't
You
think
might
I've
really like it. It's really well done. I think it's like the best shadow work journal I found mass market
Oh,
that
really?
I actually, yeah, because it's separated by different topics.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Mm.
showed it on the channel. Let me see if I can find the video.
Yeah, post the link. Feel free to
Yeah,
post the link.
please do. But yeah, and actually I found like some, like maybe even just doing some more videos like with pairings, like like the video I did with Sil a few months back that I titled "It's Raining Cats and Dogs Tarot."
Yeah,
It was right, like we were talking about the two decks and how and just coordinating how, but then shortly after doing that, I came across an oracle deck because we were talking about what we would like to, like what we would pair it with, and there wasn't very many things that we would pair those two decks with. And then shortly after they came out with was it the Trash Animals oracle
yes,
deck
from
by
running
Yes,
press,
from
right?
RP Studios. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like this would be the perfect pairing to go in between the cat and the dog tarot and all the animals. And I'm like, right? Like I was just so, I thought it was really cute. And I was like,
Yeah, that deck is fun.
yeah. So I think I'm probably gonna bring out the cat and dog tarot again next year, and I'm gonna play with the pairing with the Trash Animals. I think
I want her to make an oracle though, just to have
yeah, that would
the
be really,
styles.
really
But
nice. Yeah.
That would be really fun. And I've kind of, I don't know, I teetered on getting it. I just haven't yet. I
Which
may or
one?
may not. The Trash Panda, whatever it's called. Sorry, I don't remember the name of it. I know you
Yeah,
guys
I
are.
think it's a
you mean the oracle from Running Press?
Yeah, I think so. Is that the raccoon one?
No, it's not only raccoons, it's all trash animals. So there's
Oh,
possums in there and
okay.
things like that. Unless you're talking about the indie tarot deck, the trash pandas.
Maybe I'm talking about that one. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Steph wants that. They want that.
Yeah.
I keep telling them, buy it, get it, like
get it.
especially
Yeah.
when they have a sale and stuff, because on Etsy sometimes
Yeah.
that particular store will have a sale, but
Mhm.
because
Yeah, maybe that's what I should do. I should follow the
Steph
store.
loves raccoons, so
Yes.
but
You might as well do it.
And I think story time, because I really like how books pair with some of the decks. Like, for example, like so while I was after, I think once I posted The Nightmare Before Christmas, I was started the Alice in Wonderland, and yes, I bought the Alice in the Tin. And then I do have Alice playing cards and Alice.
Do you have the Llewellyn one? The Llewellyn deck?
Which one?
The Wonderland deck from Llewellyn.
Oh,
the
no,
big
no,
box.
no.
I really want that one because apparently the guidebook is fantastic.
You see, so here's the thing.
And it goes really into the psychology of Alice in Wonderland, apparently.
I would really love that. Thing is, I don't really particularly like Llewellyn's decks, with the exception of one right now.
Oh, you don't? I love them.
They're
just really expensive.
I hate the packaging.
Oh, I don't mind it.
I hate the huge guidebook is great, but then the cards come in the card. No.
Oh, I don't mind it. I love it. Whatever.
If you're gonna do like bigger packaging than the cards, and you see the way that RP Studios does it.
Oh yeah, they do like another box. Yeah.
Yes. I am a box in the box
though.
I know a lot of people think it's pointless, but to me,
I actually the running press, when they do like their gift sets, the gift sets is what has the box in the box. I actually don't mind it because if I travel and I want that deck, I could just take the deck with me and I don't have to travel with the big thing.
Right? And that's why I love the way that
that's the only thing. But I do love Llewellyn decks. They're just very expensive in Canada. They're like almost $50. Streamlabs. Please refrain from using foul language. You're getting roasted by Streamlabs Midnight. But yeah, I do like their decks. They're just very expensive in Canada.
Yeah. So but yeah, but the one that they did come out that I really want is the cat one.
Which one? They have a few cat ones.
Oh, the most recent one, the one that has a little cutout paw on the box. It just came out. I forget what it's called.
Okay, let me.
But it reminds me of
let me see.
The Cat and Dog Tarot, and that's why I like it.
Let me take a look because I don't know.
Yeah, Robin. I think Robin did a review on her channel for this deck, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like where I'm like,
oh, maybe Robin can tell us what cat decks have you reviewed, Robin? I don't know. I don't remember.
It's the latest one that came out recently. And it's like one of their only decks that comes in like a box with where the deck and the book are the same size, and it's in the same like magnetic closure box with a ribbon. There we go. Forest Felines Tarot. Yes, thank you, Rob.
Oh, is that a Llewellyn deck? I thought that was Little Scarabeo.
Yeah. It's Llewellyn. Yeah. And I think that one's really, really cute. And that's yeah.
Oh yeah, it is Llewellyn.
Yeah. So
let me see the photos.
Yeah. I'm not a pet person, but I am when it comes to this. Because I'm also
I'm a cat person. I don't even own any pets.
I don't have
if I could, it would be a cat, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not a pet person these days, though. I do
love the backs. I love the backs.
Right? Like, okay.
Oh, look at the Emperor. Stop. It's so cute. Do I need another cat deck? I think so.
You
I
see
think
my
so.
dilemma now, okay? Right.
I'm sorry, but my favorite cat deck is still going to be the one from US Games. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
I haven't put up the video for my channel yet, but I did film it.
Oh, is it the one
Um,
by MJ
Hold on.
Cullinan?
No,
Oh, okay, not that one.
no, not that one. I have that one, but no, not that one. That one's from Hay House. Let me see. Visibility. Did I
Midnight
edit it
says,
actually? No, I didn't edit it.
Midnight says she'll mail you her cat. So
That's fine. I don't think it'll make it if you
not
mail
right
it all
now,
the way from
especially not right
Wales.
now.
But anyway, like I don't think that would be a good idea. But
She says
You
that the cardstock is very.
you're welcome. Catacorns. That's it. Thank you.
Oh yes, I want catacorns.
That one's
too.
so
I
far my
want that
favorite
one
cat deck
too.
in my collection. But
Yeah.
yes, you're welcome to post photos. I never say no to cat photos. I love seeing other people's cats, or animals. Period. Like if you have pets, please share them. share photos with me because I love it. Because I'm not allowed to have pets, but
Yeah. Even though I'm
yeah.
allergic to cats and dogs and probably wouldn't own a pet, the only pet that I think that I would love to own at this point is a piggy.
Absolutely not.
But the
Robin.
thing is,
Oh,
the piggy would I would foster the piggy because they grow too big, and after a certain they just no.
Yeah, I'm not allergic. I just where I live, it's against my lease. So
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Aw.
that too. I can't
The
have pets
cadets
that
have
go to
definitely
the-
lived in some places that they shouldn't have. Or I just say there's only one of them
oh, okay.
because they charged like double the pet rent, and I'm like, they're cats.
What? Pet
Like, which,
rent? Okay, why?
yeah,
What?
crazy nonsense.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
doesn't make any sense, but
so for my channel, my
yes.
goals, I already talked about the game, so I had a little
Yes.
spoiler already. I'm gonna do a few more of them, so I'm really excited. I want to continue doing the spread wisdom stuff. So just kind of thinking through the different things that I want to walk through, different spreads that I want to walk through or talk through rather. And then I also want to be a little more deliberate in interacting with my fellow YouTube community. Like responding to videos and maybe using other people's videos as inspiration and tagging them, not necessarily just tarot tags, but in just really cool conversations that pop up naturally. So
love that.
yeah, I want to do a little bit more of that because I found some really cool YouTubers this year. And while I do really like for a time I thought about doing like end of month reflections, but that's like the perfect example of what delves too deep into like my personal practice that I just don't feel like sharing.
Yeah.
So while I like to be a consumer of that stuff, I like to watch those videos. I don't think I could ever put it out.
Yeah.
So that is off the table now.
Okay.
I know I do have some ideas for more bone videos and pairing my bone readings and stuff with tarot and
that I love because I love when you do bone readings and do that kind of stuff. It's just so fun to watch and so interesting to watch.
yeah.
Like, never in my life would I want bones in my house, but that is just not for me in terms of like touching that stuff. No, thank you. Because I'm just like
more enticing to watch.
I'm just squeamish when it
Yeah.
comes to that kind of stuff, but I love when you do it because it's so interesting and stuff. Because I get to live vicariously through you.
I love that. That's what I
Yeah.
love to hear.
That's why when like sometimes like when you do readings on like Fridays and like I'm like, so can you get out the bones? And then I'm like, yeah,
I already
can I
have
a
them,
bone
like they're right here.
Yeah, because it's unique, you know. I find like a lot of people just use tarot and oracle obviously for readings and stuff, but they don't do anything more out there. And I find bone readings kind of exotic or something because it's like so rare you see
Yeah, I feel
I
like it's
I
really
like to see people do tea leaf readings, palm readings. Like
That's
I love
cool.
that.
That's cool
Yeah.
yeah,
too. Yeah. Tea leaf though, I'm like looking in the cup and I'm like,
I was
what's going
saying.
on? and then I think about the Harry Potter scene in the divination class where he's looking in the thing and then she's like, the Grim, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
what's going on? What do you
Yeah.
see?
But
Yeah.
you
I'm
see,
just like,
as you
I
were
don't know.
just talking about like about Brittany's bone casting stuff.
Yes.
So the one thing that I would say I am grateful for this year, and this is thanks to Syl, is the Between the Worlds Oracle that
Yes.
I got, and it has like you know, like the different trinkets and stuff like that, and the
And
personal
bones and
stories that
things.
go
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
it. And then I didn't even realize as I was reading the book, and then she's talking about her life in Canada in Toronto, and I'm like,
Yeah, she's Canadian. I didn't even know that either.
Oh.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay,
I
well now I
didn't
need
know
Shadow
she
Land.
was
I need
Canadian
Shadow Land.
until I got that deck from Red Feather until they sent that to me and I was like, she's Canadian. That's so cool. That's why I'm like,
But it's even
you
cooler
never
because she's
know.
in my
It's
neck of
so
the woods,
random.
in
Sometimes you just
Toronto.
find Canadian creators and you're like, wow, you know. Yeah, I love her decks. Her decks are great. I have all of them.
Yeah. So now I want the Shadow Land.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I didn't before. So now I'm like, great.
Just another thing to add to the wish list.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
I know, but I'm just like the Between the Worlds, and I feel like that's actually that's actually a deck that I did work with. I would say a lot this year because I extended, like I went through. I'm trying to remember when I even pulled it out, but it went through several different like other deck rotations, and it was still. I still had it. Working with, and I only recently just put it away, and it was like, should I put it away now? It's time, but I really want to still play with it. No,
Yeah.
it's time to go. So yeah, I went back and forth like that, right? So yeah, and that was thanks to Syl. So
Yeah. What other goals do you have though, Brittany? I don't know if you were done, but you were talking about bone
yeah,
readings
sorry
and
about
then
that.
no,
Oh,
that's fine.
I
We
mean,
all interrupted. It's fine.
yeah, I think for my YouTube channel, those are like my main ones.
Okay.
Obviously, like just subtle things like being a little more consistent and building that consistency back up to where it was prior to this year. But I feel like to get to those, I have to have videos that I'm inspired to do. So
Yeah.
I still will do my flip throughs and stuff like that. But I feel like as long as I have exciting videos that I want to edit, I'll
So
be
you're gonna
more
do more
willing
bone
to do that.
casting videos?
Well, I'm not. I have one that I have planned where I talk about how I pair my bones and tarot and how I relate them to each other. But I don't know outside of that, like what else I could do. So I'm not quite sure.
You could do, I don't know if you could do
Readings.
spreads with bone casting, but you could do something in your spread wisdom where you use a
Yeah.
different tool to
Yeah. I think I could do that where like maybe that video that I was thinking of could be part of that spread wisdom playlist where I'm talking about pairing tarot with other things and how they can complement each other.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't know. I have to I don't know. If people have things that they're curious about with like bones and stuff, maybe I'll just have to. That's another thing I should do next year is be more engaged in the community posts and stuff on YouTube. And get people's opinions and feedback on stuff.
Yeah, because you can do like polls and stuff on the community tab.
I think once I build a little bit more engagement back up, I should definitely do that because I know a few people have I know you guys, Midnight, really like seeing my bones, but I don't know what you know, I don't know what you guys want to see.
I just want to see you use them because that's what fascinates me, honestly. Because interpreting everything, and then you have. I think there was one time you were using like a long stick
little,
or something,
like,
a little pointer or something, and you were like pointing to each. I was just sitting there like listening, and I was just like, oh my god, it's so fun.
I'm laughing because you're like Yeah. Yeah. People like to see my bones, and I'm thinking,
It does sound funny.
X-ray.
Come
They
here.
like to see her
X-ray
skeleton.
vision.
she takes her skin off and shows
Yep,
up her
nightly. It's
Well,
Skinwalker.
the piggies were laughing earlier because they were just, yeah, that's the things that pop
Oh
into
my god,
the,
so funny. Is Luna gonna say hello?
Yes. Come on, say hi. Can you say hi, Luna?
Hello.
Nope. She's like, I'm here, but I'm not saying anything. Come on,
Like,
say hi.
Well, here's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so cute.
So, yeah.
I'm shocked she gave us like 2 hours before coming in. Usually she comes in at the 1 hour mark, like, you gotta go. Wrap it up. But yeah, the true star of the show is here.
Yes.
But yeah, those are my main goals. I still, I don't know, I was still going through a identity crisis on YouTube, but I think that being able to find more stuff on Instagram, but I think finding myself on YouTube might help with that
Yeah.
because I can use parts of content and share it across platforms.
True, yeah.
It's hard to want to restart an Instagram when I'm struggling with my YouTube.
It's true. It's very true.
But I want to do more videos like this. I like the group videos that we do. I very much enjoy them, and yeah, and even like I'm not really so much for doing like it necessarily, unless it depends on the tag. But more or less, I'm not really big on the tag videos. I do like watching them. I love consuming them. But in regards to like making them, not necessarily so much. Except like when I do it like this.
Yeah.
It's more fun when we do it as like a group or a
Yeah.
duo or whatever, because at least you can have a discussion and laugh
Exactly.
and have fun, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that I really enjoy most about doing them. And why I like, if I'm going to answer a tarot tag, I like to do it like this.
Yeah.
If I can do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree. So
it's
we'll
much more
definitely
fun to do tags together than just to like, yeah.
I think that's why Syl always just does tags like with the live stream.
Yeah.
So much like it's a fun way to do it.
It's not only that though, is because I don't have time for anything else, right? Because my focus is all the time on flip throughs.
Exactly.
I have so much stuff around me to flip through. I have no time. So that's why I'm like, this is the only time I get to really be creative with you is like during this particular time. So I'm like, okay, what kind of tag are we doing? What are we doing for this month? You know what I mean? So,
but I guess if you allow more of an outlet to do tags on your own channel, I would definitely love for these to be more like, I guess, open discussion where we talk about things. Cause I know, like, I mean, we did have that whole maybe a topic on ethics in tarot where we can talk a little bit more about like the AI stuff and our other opinions on ethics in the community. Because I had a video a while back about consumerism in tarot and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you guys want to do a little more like discussions going forward, and then also for the people listening, people currently in the chat, if you guys have topics that you would like to hear from us, let us know,
and come back when the replay is up and put it in the comments so we can we can actually see it once the chat is done, because I don't think we can see it in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I set this to be
to save it.
Yeah, I always forget to do that. I wonder if I can do it now.
No, it's okay. Just come back after and put it in the comments if you have like ideas and things for next year.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So my idea is that another like group session like this, and maybe we can pick a topic. Or when I say or theme. So for example, let's say we're shouting out certain particular publishers or certain particular
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. certain certain particular creators, right? And then what are the decks that you really enjoy from, let's say, this particular person, or do you have this deck? Do you have this deck? And it could be like, to see like this sort of commonality of amongst everybody, because everybody has different tastes, but then there's still like a level of what's the word, connectivity, because right, like there's certain things that even though we have different tastes, some people are enjoy the same deck for maybe different reasons, right? So
Yeah,
and
I
kind
enjoy
of
that.
uncovering things like that, and what your experience was working with this deck and why, or or book or whatever, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it would be surrounding kind of very much like what I did with sort of briefly with Ange over on her channel. Let's talk about it when it was basically a Joya Bloom day, right? Like
yeah.
So
So like if we all have if we do a trifecta kind of thing, or if you and me have the same deck, Brittany, and we talked about it, like our thoughts and things like that, we can
like
do
how
something
we
like
use
that.
it,
right?
Just
Or for example, if we were to, let's say, okay, to this
That's what 3 fat readers used to do.
This
Yeah,
They used to do that. They would do like 3 fat readers approved, and they would all have the same deck, and they would all talk about it and blah blah blah.
Yeah, kind of like that. But except I was looking
like
at more of like highlighting, the creatives behind the work, right? And
and
that
would be interesting.
And sharing in that. So like if we were to say, oh, it's a Hay House day, okay, so pull out your favorite Hay House decks.
Yeah, we could do it by publisher or do it by deck if we all. I mean, because we do have.
God, you know how many Hay House decks I have in my collection?
Right, like various, right? Like
So
we can
many.
do various, like even if like for example, Rebecca Campbell. What's your favorite Rebecca Campbell deck? Like, right? Or if you have Rebecca Campbell, how many Rebecca Campbell's decks do you have?
All of them.
Why do you like them? Well,
I don't think I
right? Like that's an
Rebecca
example of what I mean. Like,
but I get what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because
I don't even think you're into those.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, but I have the same thing. I have
something that might be fun is we did the unboxing of the Pooh Tarot. We can see how we have been using it, where we really enjoy it. It's almost like a follow-up of something we've already done.
We could definitely do that.
And that can definitely kickstart basically that series going forward.
Yeah, we can do that, definitely.
That would be fun because it was like maybe
or we could do something like that, but with the Earth Moon Shadow. Or
yeah,
we could do it with all of them because I mean that has been on our favorites list for a while now. So
yeah.
I was even thinking because you were talking a lot about wanting to do like the upcoming series and stuff and how much work that it goes. So I was thinking maybe so it's still as juicy and filled, but it doesn't have to be like solely on your shoulders.
What you mean the upcoming releases?
Yeah, like doing like a group chat, a group.
Oh my God, we'd be here all day if we did that.
No,
I don't think so.
Not necessarily, because if
you want to talk about specific ones that are coming out and not everything that's coming out, then we can totally do that. We can do our own research and pick a couple that we think are interesting that we're like keeping an eye on. We can do something like that if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't mean going through all of them.
Oh my God, we'd be here for hours. Like, have you seen my lives when I do the live? It's like 3 hours long with 10 decks.
And I was like, I mean, you guys should be glad that my office managers didn't kick me off the live stream like an hour ago. So we can't press that luck very often.
Yeah. But like even like if we were to do that, like I was thinking if we were to do something like that and research like all of the stuff that was coming out, the things if we were to do it separately, right? Then we come and we see what are the repeats. Okay, well obviously, we all want, so we'll talk about this particular thing or whatever and stuff like that. And then that would just make it easier for you. So it's not you doing it all the time.
Yeah. Or we could just do one video next year and be like, what's our releases that we're anticipating for the year?
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Something
And it
like
could be anything. It could be mass market, indie, whatever it may
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
exactly.
I think we have some ideas. Maybe we can create like a little like spreadsheet or Google Doc or something to
Yeah.
keep track of it, and we'll keep it in our little collab chat going
Yeah.
Sounds
forward.
good.
I think that would be really, really nice, especially because
Yeah.
the Alice in Wonderland tarot. So I bought the mini, and then I have the regular size. I'm talking about inside editions. And then I just saw the other
How
day
how
the
is
jumbo
the
one.
min how is the mini? Is the guidebook the same? Because I really want the mini
Well,
because I
I
don't want
just
the full
got it,
size, but
so I haven't looked at it yet, and I
okay,
don't
you'll
have
have to send me photos then.
the other like the regular edition of the deck yet to like
Oh.
really compare it to. But then see what happened was last night. I was on Amazon. Oh Jesus, why? And then I happened to see, and of course I had to message Minerva. Was like, the giant one, the giant Alice. I see that there's a pre-order already for it on Amazon, like the the
Those
one
cards are huge.
right.
Why?
I was like, and I'm
Why?
like, but she made a good point because she was like, well, because I was like, but I thought the Nightmare Before Christmas you would have had a mini version of the Nightmare Before Christmas before
I'm sure there will be one.
right?
Oh yeah.
But then she
I'm
was
I'm
like,
sure there will be.
well, it made sense in my head. It made sense to do the Alice because in the story, Alice becomes teeny tiny, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, but she also gets really big too. So then, of course, my brain
Yeah.
went to, is she going to make a jumbo one available? Well, if she did for the other one, so then it probably will be. So then I went on Amazon.
I'm sure they will.
And
Coming out next year, right?
Yeah, no. But there's a listing.
Yeah, it's
Comes
coming
out
out next
February
year,
12th.
no? 2025?
February 12th, 2030.
No, that's
I know,
probably
that's
wrong.
why
They
I know.
probably just put a listing to save it. It's probably not actually coming in 2030.
I
That doesn't
know.
make sense.
That's what I figured as much. But my brain, my piggies were like, we have to wait that long?
Yeah.
2030?
Yeah.
No, that's not right. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, but that was
Yeah.
that was what happened last night. What happened?
Mashinda. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I apologize if I did not. I have a discount code for $5 off if you plan to buy it. I know it's not much, but $5 is better than nothing in my opinion, right? So, if
Very
you
true.
if you want to, if you were planning anyway to pick it up.
Well,
And
this was a
someone
really
wanted to know,
fun
did
tag,
we buy
guys.
the expansion to the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle? No. I'm waiting for the deck to come out.
Yeah, right now it's a pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my discount code. It'll give you
Yeah.
$5 off.
This was a really fun tag, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Tarot Time, Alana. We always love having you on.
Yeah,
I always
it's fun.
love being here. Thank you so much. It's always so much fun with the two of you.
We'll definitely have to pull you in more next year. I think
Yeah.
we just didn't this year because we were just barely hanging on.
Pretty much.
Really, I think that's really what it was. So we definitely want to pull you in more. And I think like maybe we have some, it seems like we have our goals for our channel. We have our Tarot Time goals, it sounds like, as well. So I look forward to that.
Me too. I do.
I guess as we do our closeout still, is there anything you want to shamelessly plug?
No, I'm on a break currently. I'm on a break, guys. I'm sorry. Though I have 3 videos that have been edited. They're already uploaded. They're just on private. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just post those just to get them out of the way. But
yeah. Okay.
I'm currently on a break though. So
fair enough.
Yeah, there won't be something new probably until the new year. I am planning stuff. Like I have been like writing down what it is I want to do. And now that I'm off from work for the next week and a half, at least until the new year, I'm off. I'm on vacation. I'm currently on vacation. So so I plan to film some videos and things for the new year, but I have things that I'm working on.
Okay. What about you, Alana? Shameless plug for anything?
Well, the shameless plug that I have is for my upcoming Ballet's Talk, which
Yes.
this year is going to. So I'm probably gonna do it because I'm still not familiar with live process just yet. For me to be doing hosting lives on my channel. But what I have done in the past years and will continue to do is I will film it beforehand and then premiere it. And then
Okay.
everybody can join the live chat on the day of, which is this coming year. It's January 22nd.
Okay.
Cool.
That's Bell Let's
Nice.
Talk Day.
And
So-
for those who are not Canadian and don't know what Bell Let's Talk Day is,
Thanks.
Bell is a telecommunication company here in Canada. They're one of the biggest telecommunications, so internet, home phone, cell phones, things like that. They actually do a thing every single year for mental health where they will, anytime you text or call, or if you're if they're your provider, that is, use internet, Twitter, Snapchat, all those things. I'm sure Instagram is probably included and stuff like that too. They will actually donate specific amounts, and they do large donations every year to mental health organizations in Canada.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
also an opportunity for mental health organizations and those that to highlight the work that they do,
Yeah.
to really bring recognition to that, and breaking the stigma, because
Yeah.
I always say on my channel, and always, we're in a global mental health crisis. We're pretty much in a zombie apocalypse, if you will, just without the ghouls
Brain
and
eating people.
the eating flesh and
Well,
like that.
yeah.
But yeah, most people seem to be very checked out from the world. They just, it's robotic mode kind of thing. So
Look what's
we've
happening
really
in the world,
disconnected.
honestly.
Say that again.
I said, look what's happening in the world. I think
Exactly,
people
right?
will be checked out too.
Yeah.
But
So
But yeah, as much as I don't like Bell, because honestly, their customer service is crap and
I agree.
whatever, I feel like what they do in terms of Bell Let's Talk, I think it's a great initiative. I think that's the only good thing about them, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah.
I guess if you're going to get one thing right, at least be philanthropic.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Yeah. So
Because the rest of the year they're not at all.
yeah, but I think, yeah, because it means, like, the whole premise behind it means a lot to me, not just from a personal experience, but also because this has been my field, working, being in service of my community and stuff like that. And I know the effects that I've seen mental health take on people, individuals, as well as families. So, and just communities everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I look forward to that. You said January 22nd, right? Oh,
January
literally a month from
22nd.
today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And what about you? Plug yourself.
So kind of like you, a little bit on a break, but I do have some videos that I'm working on slowly editing, so I don't want to shamelessly plug them yet. But I did recently get my cerulean numerology from James R. Eads. So maybe that will inspire me, because I have like a whole ritual where all new decks. Yes, I'm so excited.
Look at that. This is such a cool box. It looks like a lunchbox.
I know, that's why I got it.
And everything is in here. Like, it's so cool.
It looks like those lunchboxes from like the 50s or something.
It does. That's why I got it, because it's adorable. But I have a ritual where, like, when I get new decks in, I very rarely will use them until I do my flip through of them. So it's been holding me back on a lot of decks. So maybe that will inspire me to want to use very soon.
I'm not going through all of it, but so I'll just
Did you are you planning to do any reading lives on a Friday or something?
I might do a Christmas one this week.
Okay.
So I'll call it a holiday one, I guess. I'll do one this week, and then Yeah, I was traveling the last 2 weeks, so I
Yeah,
should
I
be back
know.
to my normal schedule.
Cool.
Hmm.
So
So
those
if you want a free reading,
see me on Friday.
subscribe. Subscribe.
Subscribe and
Are
see me
you
on
gonna bring out
Friday
the
at
bones
7.
this time?
Only if people ask. I don't do them
Which
regular.
people never ask because
I
no
know.
one actually knows you do
I should
do
sit
that.
them on the side, like on the side,
Will you
and
bring them
like
out
just
this
It's
time?
okay, I'll ask.
okay.
I'm already asking.
Yeah, they're
Well, you
always
have to be there.
yes.
Well, I will be there.
You can't ask in advance. She doesn't do readings like that.
But I'll have them ready. I'll have them
No,
ready.
yeah, that's actually who is it? Violet Hummingbird. She does readings like that, where
Yeah.
you give her your question in advance, but you have to pay. You have to pay
She
for her.
has a
Her
whole
readings are not free.
membership set up, so
Yeah,
hers is a little different in that aspect.
yeah,
But I do like how she does that. She also does these sort of like it feels lower energy in my opinion,
yeah. Typed
in a good
readings, right?
way, where she does the typed readings.
Yes, those
And
are fun.
I did get her permission to do them if I ever feel so inclined, so I might try
Yeah,
to incorporate a little bit more of them.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
How does
those are
that
fun
work?
because like so on the screen it's just like a background
yeah,
and
it's just like a
lo-fi
fun,
music.
pretty.
Lo-fi music is playing,
Mhm.
and then in the live chat she'll be you'll ask your question or whatever you paid for, because for hers it's paid readings,
Yeah,
and then she'll actually pull cards and tell you what she pulled, and she'll like give you the things,
yeah,
and at the same time people can have discussions in between, so she'll like tag you if she's talking to you specifically, but
yeah.
if not she'll be doing her reading or whatever. It's really fun. I've attended a few of them just
Yeah, I
to
haven't been
chill,
in a while, but
just to chill.
just because we've been out of sync, because she does a lot
Yes.
of them during the day too, and
Day, yes.
I telework
Because of
so
her
rarely
child.
now,
Okay.
so I can't be on YouTube at my job, so
Yeah,
I
because
feel
you
like
don't work from home anymore.
yeah, so I missed out on a lot of her videos, but when I can catch them, I do enjoy them. So I think I'm
Yes.
gonna start doing that because sometimes when I'm traveling, I'm just going up to my mom's. I just don't have my setup. So I can't do
Yeah.
like my normal videos, but I could do those.
Yeah, so do that. That
So
would be fun.
yeah,
And it's probably not as much work because you don't have to set up a camera and
right. No
lights and all that
lights.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
You just
So
have to
and I
make
could
sure you have a
probably just
background
put
ready and
my headphones on and like oh no, she doesn't even talk, right? She just
no,
types
she
everything.
she just types everything,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
she's
might
on
be
mute and all you have is music playing in the background, lo-fi music.
yeah.
There have been times where I just attended because I'm not part of her membership, so I don't pay for readings or anything like that. But I'll just sit and watch and read
Enjoy
as
the
she does it,
community.
because I like her perspective on how I love how she reads. It's very
I do
interesting, her
too.
perspective.
That's how I
And
found my
I
yeah.
love also just using it for productivity because of the lo-fi music
Yeah.
and stuff. So I'll just sit there, I'll do other things and just chill, and sometimes I'll message, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just really chill. I love it.
That's actually a really good idea. So I guess I have a
Yeah.
new channel goal now.
Yeah. Add it to the list.
Yes, I will
Right?
add that to the
At
list.
least it doesn't require too much stuff and too much energy.
I mean,
So
technically it requires exactly what I'm doing with less effort.
exactly.
So I should
Yeah.
just
And you can use any deck. You don't have to specify specifically. You just choose a
yeah.
deck. It doesn't have to be anything big or anything. You could use just a Rider-Waite Smith.
Yeah, I could just use I mean, especially if I'm doing it while I'm traveling, I could just pull up my Centennial Mini or
Yeah.
my Pooh Mini, whatever mini I have and go
Yeah.
for it.
Exactly. Because you're not actually showing the cards.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just saying, I pulled this, and this is the interpretation.
Yeah, such a good idea. I'll also shamelessly plug my Discord as well because we have such a fun small community, and
Yes. Come join us. It's so fun. We have a good time.
I
I
really
need to
need
get
to
more
also bring back.
on Discord. I find
Yeah,
I find that the thing is so much social media gets a little overwhelming with
it can.
like, right?
You have a laptop now, right?
Yes, I do.
Use it on your laptop.
Yeah,
It'll be easier.
The
and it
Discord, you mean?
yeah,
Because you can use it on the web.
and I feel like if you do it that way, it'll feel less social media
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
like you can
More
be
of a
very deliberate.
More
about
of like a forum. It's like
yeah,
more of a forum when you use it on the computer, in my
kind of
opinion.
Reddit style, but like
Yeah.
old school forum style back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it
Yeah.
feels less draining,
Yeah.
especially because the
Yeah.
community is so small. Like Robin's in it, Luke's in it, Midnight's in it. It's literally
Yeah.
this on Discord.
Yeah, exactly. And
Um,
it's fun. There's other people also that are there that are not obviously in the
right.
chat currently, or maybe they're watching and they're just not talking, but that's okay.
Maybe that's
Um,
fine.
yeah, so there's like more opportunities to like chat about decks
Yeah.
and whatever there, and it's a lot of fun.
And I
So
kind of have like, like a monthly challenge channel, which I actually really liked how December was, where everybody kind of did their own thing and just shared what they
yeah, and we're
wanted.
just sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like way less pressure.
Yeah, way less pressure for us to all be doing the same one.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
what if we don't like it? I know before we were voting, and then I'm like,
I was like,
I'm sure someone was like, I don't want that one, and that's the one
yeah,
that we ended up going with. So
yeah,
yeah, it's just better. I feel like that we just wait until that Instagram account just posts them all, and then we're like, okay, I'm
yeah.
gonna do this one. This person's doing that one.
And
This
it worked
person's
out
doing 12 of
really
them. I don't know what's
well.
There's
So I
someone
think
doing like I don't know, like 3 or something. I
yeah,
think Midnight is doing 2
Midnight's
or
doing
3
2,
of them.
and I think
Oh my
what is it?
god.
Banru is her name. She's doing 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, oh god,
whoa.
I'm
Whoa,
struggling
that's
with this one, and it's Lenormand, and it's like not even as detailed as tarot.
the one I said I was gonna do. I did, I think, the first 2 days, and that was it.
You tried. A for
Yeah.
effort.
I think next year I'm not gonna stick with one. I think I'm just gonna do a question
Like
from one here, a question from
rotate
one
around.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like do whatever. Like honestly, like I love them. Believe me, I love Lionheart's. Like his challenges are amazing and well, like really thought out and stuff. But
Almost
sometimes
too
I
thought
feel like
out.
it's just too much, you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do okay. If I like certain questions, I'm like, oh, okay, I like the question from this one. I'm gonna do this one today,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just do chill,
It makes
really
sense. It
chill.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So that I'm really excited. I'm really excited for you guys for 2025, for myself for 2025.
Yeah, I'm excited for you too.
Here's to getting our channels back up and more consistent and finding the
Yay.
energy to do so. And
Yes,
um
for
again,
sure.
thank you, Alana, for joining us. We'll
Yeah, no,
definitely
thanks
have you
for
on more for 2025, and
Thank you for having
we'll
me.
think of some ideas offline and figure out a time to do stuff.
Yeah.
Our schedules match up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also want to thank everybody that was in the chat today. This was a really,
Yeah.
really fun chat. A lot of folks showed up. And if you have any ideas of things that you want us to do in the new year, let us know. Just comment below or come over to Discord and chat with us.
Yeah.
So the last thing I'll say is make sure you like and subscribe to all 3 of us.
Yeah, all 3 of us.
If you're on one person's channel, go to the other 2 channels and like
Yeah.
the video, subscribe. It helps with
Yeah.
the algorithm.
Yeah. And a few people already stated, like Ange was like the video,
Yeah.
and I think Jackie was like that too. Thanks
Yeah.
so much. That's actually really nice and appreciated from
Much
you
appreciated. For
Very
guys
much.
specifically. So yeah.
And I
nice.
definitely want to say thank you to everybody that has made my experience in this community memorable. The people who are shamelessly influence our buying. Some things just some great things have come out of it. Like I said, Syl, Robin, you guys are like the biggest culprits.
The biggest name.
I know.
I very much appreciate.
Hey, I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm really not sorry.
I
You
hate
do
you and I
you.
love
Your
you all
wallet.
at the same time. So,
Oh.
but no, I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, like because I feel like we can get so caught up with like the consumerism of things, but there are there are
Yeah.
some really big staple things that are I feel like, where have you been all my life? Like, like that kind of thing. You know, and if it wasn't for Robin with Drea's books, like, I mean, I probably would have come across it eventually because Ange has has all the books too, but I didn't know that until more recently, right? It started with Robin. So yeah, so I'm definitely grateful for that. And a lot of the things that have come out because of Priscilla, with, of course, Between the Worlds being definitely one of them, being a staple for me. So
Love that deck.
and you talked about that deck enough that
last year when I got
something I needed to get. So okay.
What's going on?
So anyway, thanks.
There's always one troll, like,
and I've seen this person before.
Yeah.
And their name is literally anyway, whatever.
Yeah. Destroyer, Jesus Lord. Okay.
God. Go be lonely by yourself. People, I swear to God.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
So,
thank you very, very, very much.
Yes. Well, thank you guys. We are going to hop off of here and we'll see you in the new year. So happy holidays. Happy New Year.
And